Okay, here we are. Hello, everybody. Right, um, let's have a look. Come on, like the stream, people. Like the stream. What's going on? Am I live? Am I live? Hello? Yes, I am live. Shit. Hang on. Welcome and thanks for joining. Remember to hit the like button, subscribe, and hit the notification bell on the way in. People keep telling me they don't go get notifications. I'm not either. I I get notifications for every other stream from other streamers, but not my own streams. If you'd like to support the channel, PayPal and Buy Me Coffee. Thank you very much to those that have done so. Thank you so much. And obviously, you can buy a membership, become a member. Here we go again, for fuck's sakes. You see, such a positive stream this is. Sarpi's like, fuck, here we go again. Lady Di's like, for fuck's sakes. Bad Dazzle, we still have 30 minutes, we can chat. There you go. Here you go, KD. Erin Hacks here, we can start now. There you go. J Mark, I feel like a ping pong ball. You just feel like balls. I know. Hey, Genty, how are you, my darling? There you go. Like the damn stream, people, yes. Hopefully, Lovely did come over. Yes, hopefully. Hamburger, how are you? Right, what else we got here? Um, uh, right, right. It's been forever. I know. Are you sub to yourself? Yeah, I know. I should get notifications for it though. I know. I'm here. I'm here, everybody. Hippie chick, hello. How are you, hippie chick? Nice to see you today. Playing a couple of hours. Are you going to watch it? Wasn't that your team? I've always liked the Indianapolis Colts. I have liked the Colts. Yes. They were probably the first team that got me interested because they had really good documentaries and really good filming and stuff. But obviously, last year the Wheel of Doom gave me Chicago Bears support, but now I'm official and New England Patriots fan. I feel comfortable being a New England Patriots fan. I have to pick a team, and I always have a soft spot for the Colts and for Detroit Lions. But yeah, um, I will. I will always keep an eye out for the Colts, Detroit Lions, and the Vikings. I have to say the Vikings because Aaron Hack, and San Francisco 49ers because of Josie and Sarah P. So all these teams I've got to look out for. Um, no, I'm officially now a Niner. Fuck. Pats fan. There you go. A big reason why I'm a Pats fan. Dennis Sweeney told me that he forced me down. He's like, you better be a Pats fan, otherwise he threatened me. So no, I'm a big Pats fan now. So it's I'm looking forward to it. I'm looking forward to go to a couple of games in the fall as well with a Sweeney, with Mr. Sweeney. So I'm looking forward to that as well. Skull, Lefty Skull. What's it? Left Skull, Skull. And they fasten up. Boom, 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 boom. There you go. Bosa. Yeah, I seen Vrabel had a cut. I love it. Cheeseheads. Um, Die. He's a cheesehead. He supports the cheesehead Packers as well. So this is the year. I have to be drunk to do that skull chant. I know, I can imagine. But you got a good squad this year. You got a good squad this year, Lefty. So just make sure. Oh, Hack, you were there a couple of days ago. You really had a good time, didn't you, Hack? Over in the Vikings Stadium. So hopefully it goes well for you. Um, yeah, I'm not a big fan of the the chant, but anyway, it is what it is. Right. What you going to do? I was going to do the shoot. There was a shooting today in Pennsylvania, but I believe the two officers were injured. But that's about it. I don't know what happened after that. It was just too late to jump in, so I'm not going to do that. What I'll do um, is do some car chases. I got one from Mighty Meat. Mighty Meat sent it to me yesterday. So he said, "Can you please send me this, play me this. I was like, no, but I will do it now because he's not here. This is from Mighty Meat's neighborhood, one of his neighborhoods. So let me open it. Let's see. I don't know what it's about. I know some sort of car chase. So Michigan State Police chase and pit suspect are shot at Detroit police officer. Okay. Sounds interesting. Mighty Meat is online, so I'll message him saying playing it now, but so he might jump into chat. Right, let's go here then. We're having fun with these chases, aren't we? I've got a couple of other chases we'll play as well. We need something. Some standoff going on. It's over, I think. Standoffs, is it over? It was the Pennsylvania one, and I think it's over, Lady Di. Because everyone just stopped streaming it, so I presumed he was over. It's two injured, two officers injured, but I think they're fine. Okay, let's play this. Yeah, two state troopers were shot, yes. Governor Josh Shapiro announced. Okay, let's get this one in here then. State boys.
Yep. Two Russia, three
Heavy weapons, 230449 back. 230449 back. Caller, the owner of the business, says that there's cigarette walking in and a repair that the employees are comfortable. He has a blackmail, no further description, possibly intoxicated.
All right, ready? I don't know. 06. Go forward. 806. Yes, so we're going to be
southbound Telegraph coming up to Franklin Road. For that shooting suspect, speeds are about 68 miles an hour.
Country 17 miles on your road.
Telegraph in Franklin.
Still southbound Telegraph coming up to Campus
13. We're still southbound on Telegraph. 90. Crossing over 10 miles.
Telegraph is there.
It's going to be a 4-door, green colored Kia with an Indiana here. Like a smaller SUV passenger type car. Speeds are around 95.
Speeds of 95.
Medium traffic, crossed over Garnet. Over 9 miles.
Telegraph in there.
Dispensers, everybody take your safe. Keep the dispenser from one left walk in. And back in the shot, that's 90 to 9 miles. Go to 9 miles.
Okay, 1 minute. Ready to check?
Yes, 20 maybe you had a little time right now.
All right, I'll call it northbound Telegraph coming up to 9 miles. Speeds about 60. Medium traffic still. Start going eastbound 9 mile. Check that, still northbound, still northbound.
Alright, 10 right there.
Okay, one of the advisors is reaching out of the driver's seat. Does he want to find me? Take 30 up security. Just 1811, 1814, and 18.
Alright, still northbound, coming up to 10 miles, about 80, coming up to red light, no traffic.
Northbound, 10. It's another 9 please. I'm giving you information if there's not from the shooting. Pretty fine, 911 for status check.
Alright, KNX primary, 10 miles, I'll call them.
Come back up to the lodge. Come back to the lodge.
The one that you posted about concept coming out to your sales while you're driving.
Thank you. And that decision maker for 696 miles. Right south. South.
Yeah, he's committed southbound. Speeds are 60. Heavy traffic, medium traffic. Alright, he just crashed out. We got to
Give that time, I believe that's going to be in conjunction with 911 accident. Crashed out. Fully stop at that car, Just got an accident, 1 before 10 miles, 2 troops are out of that accident, 2 troops are continuing on southbound lodge.
southbound lodge, coming up to 10 miles. Speeds are about 100. Still medium traffic. Alright, forever green.
Requesting assistance in the police car in the group.
About to get off at 9 Mile. No, he stayed southbound, southbound. Coming up to Southfield Freeway.
Decision maker for the Southfield, took the Southfield. Sorry for the Arizona play. Southbound.
Right, I'll get back to that. Right, I will get back to it. But in the meantime, let's watch this. Let's see this. I don't know if this is going to be any good, Let's watch this for a second because it is ongoing right now. This is the
Papis,
standoff
no hay que anclar, me están diciendo lo
Bye.
del corazón de blanco, sí.
China doll.
No hay que anclarlo, ¿viste? Porque dicen que es malo.
So she's streaming from TikTok. Her name's China Dolls.
Ya lleva aproximadamente 4 horas y no sale y ahorita van a interactuar por sacarlo a la persona que tiene orden de arresto desde Canoga Park.
I couldn't concentrate. I can't do 2 streams at once, so I have to do this then. So this is stand off in California. If nothing happens, we'll get back to the car chase. I just wanted to show you there's a standoff. I will get back to it, Mighty. Do not worry. I will get back to it now. I think it's his family. His family have been, or this guy's family has been on the microphone going, come out, wherever you are. Switch to Automobile for better experience. Well, that's hers, not mine. So shout out to China Doll. ADHD, everything's got ADHD.
Si en su momento sale por el techo, se los han bajado.
Right, let's get near it. Let's have a look here. Yeah, Eminem was in there somewhere. He was in there somewhere. We'll get back to the car chasing now, but this is ongoing. This is live right now. So this shootout. So standoff, whatever it's called. But I think it's the police now. They are on there going, oh, look at that. What's that on the screen? Hello. Hello, you. We'll play this for a little bit. If there's nothing happening, we'll get back to the car chase. I just wanted to show it because people are telling me about it. So I don't know if it's one person, 2 people, what's going on. I don't know. Hang on, let me check this now then. What is this? Let me just check. This is like when my hubby has the remote. If people don't want to watch this, that's fine. I'll go back to car chase. I'm happy to go back to car chase. Not an issue whatsoever.
No, he hasn't came out. They said he has 1 minute to come out.
Oh, now we're staying. He has 1 minute to get out. Now we're staying.
They're giving him 1 minute to come out. No, this is not. This is LAPD.
LAPD. 1 minute to get out. Right, we gotta wait now. I know, Mikey. I know.
It's the satellite dish.
It's a satellite dish. Her name's China Doll on
not
TikTok. So thank you, China Doll. Oh, motherfucker, where the fuck did you go, China Doll? Now she's back now. Good
Yeah,
girl.
that's what they said on the intercom, that he has 1 minute to come
That's
out.
what she said, yeah. They're gonna storm in.
This
Now
is
we're
Canoga
waiting.
Park.
Now we're waiting.
De salir.
It's China Doll
Yes,
speaking.
it's a condo.
It's a condo. So for those that are in the UK, that's an apartment. Condo is apartment. I've not started the Citizen app yet. I will tomorrow though. I'll do the stream tomorrow about Citizen app.
See. Mm-hmm.
So we'll do day 4 of the trial and that island. I'll do another trial, another.
No, it's not
round.
immigration.
It's not immigration, she said.
It's LAPD.
We'll
Gracias.
San something. Chat can tell you because I don't know. San something.
Yeah, that's what she said on the intercom, 1 minute, but I think they're just telling him that so he can decide to come out, I guess.
Come out, wherever
He's
you
not
are.
coming out.
You better come out.
We are in Canoga Park.
San Fernando,
Estamos en Canoga Park.
Canova Park.
Tienen orden de arresto y el muchacho no quiere salir.
Oh shit! Don't know what that was. But for San Fernando.
They have a search warrant and the guy doesn't want to come out.
Thank you. I appreciate the update.
No, they have not gone in yet. No han entrado.
Okay, thank you. So just to confirm, they have not gone in yet. She's fair play to her. She's streaming for you guys. Look at her. She's commentating and everything. Anything else you want to say, China Doll? Anything you want to add in? Is a minute up, China Doll? She must have muted herself. You're muted, China Doll. You're muted. Hello, China Doll. We're waiting for some updates. This is on TikTok, yes. I don't know. I'll not be able to find the app, Mama Ames. I'll have to look at it. What does this do then? Oh, I can't do it. I'm not on TikTok. Canoga Park is pretty nice. Shit. Oh, but tonight this had to kick in just now, didn't it? Oh, you bitch. Oh, but tonight this is back. Fuck. Yeah, China Doll, if you want to be a co-host, you need to be a bit better, my darling. Can you speak sometimes? Whatever you say, it doesn't matter. Just say something. Just update us what's going on. We can't see it. Is a minute up? What are we doing? Fucking hell, she is terrible. I still had a little bit like this, but I feel like it popped just now, and it got a little bit worse. Not as bad as it
Going
used.
on 4
Oh,
hours.
oh, it's going on 4 hours, people. It's going on 4 hours. It's not immigration, it's nothing like that. This is LAPD. They SWAT are there. They got a, what do you call it, a warrant. They got a warrant. Anything else, China Doll? Anything else, my darling? Do you want to say anything else to us?
It's a condominium, so it's
Thank you.
2 floors.
Thank you. Who lives there? Do you know?
Bueno, raza, hasta el 10 de agosto voy a poder hacer en vivos. Ya ahorita me cayó notificación, ya peleé, pero por gusto. Váyanse para YouTube. Ahorita voy a transmitir en YouTube la pelochona de papá. Los que me quieran ir a apoyar ahorita, váyanse para YouTube. Hasta el 10.
I didn't quite
Que lo
understand that.
aprobaron.
Esa fue la primera.
Mhm.
This is LAPD, yes, SWAT. My balloon does have, but for some reason it just popped now. What's like this? I don't know why, it just popped. So it came back. Bollocks. I'll have to blow some balloons later now to see. Maybe he's with Jimmy. Wicked, you might be right. He might not even be there. Or she. I'm not going to be sexist. I don't know if this is a man or a woman. Or a couple. Or...
Se cayó el vidrio.
I did. Can you repeat that, please, Charadol? I didn't quite hear you. Can you repeat it, please? Fucking hell, she never repeats herself.
No, el de arriba. En el balcón de arriba.
No, she says, I don't like to repeat myself. Okay, that's fair. That's fair. I'll do better. I'll listen. Shout out to China Doll on TikTok, everybody. If you're on TikTok, go follow her. Thank you to her. We need Mexi and Josie here. They know what's going on. I don't. I think it's a beautiful language, though. Any movement, China doll.
Because it's hot out here.
It's hot. Okay, so it's hot out there. It's getting hot in here, so take off all your clothes. No, keep your clothes on. That's to me, not you, China doll. That's to me. I don't need to get my man boobs out right now. A little bit of man boobs in my life, a little bit of man boobs by my side, a little bit of man boobs, here I am. Jiggle, jiggle, jiggle. Yes, I can. Right. Thank you, hippie chick. Right, come on, SWAT. What is going on? They said a minute. How bullshit's that? When they say, oh, we'll give you a minute. Ball. China doll is hot, confirmed. There you go. She's hot. As in, hot because it's hot, and hot because she's hot. Dave, I don't believe Dave. I don't believe you have that girl. Oh! Is that? Oh fuck! I did not expect that. That wasn't gunshot. That was just like some like tear gas or something. I was looking. I think it's the police LAPD into the building. Right, China doll. What the fuck's going on, China doll? China doll. Are you okay? Are you okay? I shit myself there. Oh, here he comes! Here he comes! He's coming out! He's coming out! Right, pan down, let's see him. There he is! He's surrendering. There he is. Get on the ground, they say, get on the ground.
Because I don't want to get banned.
You're not going to get banned? You're not going to get banned. Just fucking get it down. Fucking worry about getting banned. You're fucking streaming. There you go. There you go. Oh, yeah, I wish China doll would go down more. I reckon China doll would be great if she went down. There you go. Thank you, China doll. You're right. Is anyone else in the? My names, you heard me. I didn't want to make it too obvious, but you heard me, Mama Ames. Mama Ames got a dirty mind as well. I love it. Right, come on, girl. Is there any more in there? Tell him, give us a wave. Right, it doesn't look like there's any more because people, they're relaxing now. I think Mama Ames, you're the only one that got it. You're the one that caught it. Otherwise, the others might be disgusted in me for my dirty mind. There you go. Well, thank you very much to you, China doll. I really appreciate you, my darling. I hope you have a... Oh, sneezing. I hope you have a really good evening. J-Mac got it. She's a pro as well. She might have a gag reflex. You just don't know, do you? You just don't know. Until you try it. I said they were bluffing by 1 minute, Raul, because he was like 4 or 5 minutes. I was like, yeah, you know these motherfuckers, they bluff. Bang, bang, bang. I was like, fuck. Allegedly, according to Hamburger, murder suspect. And now that I've seen all that, I believe him.
He came out. They shot all kinds of stuff.
Okay. Do we know
But
what
he's
stuff?
out. Thank you guys
No,
for
thank
the
you.
gifts, for the likes, for the shares,
No worries. Thank you very much, China Doll.
for the follows.
Fine. Anything else you want to say before we leave?
This is the aftermath.
Thank you. Now you don't mind going down now, do you?
And they shot the glass out from top and bottom.
Thank you.
And they took him over there somewhere.
Took him over there. Okay. Right, China Doll, thank you, my darling. I really do appreciate you. Hope you have a great evening. If you got anything planned, go around and enjoy yourself. Thank you so much
He
for
finally came out after 4 hours.
4 hours. Yeah.
He
Okay.
finally came out.
Okay. What do you, when you say he came out of the door of the closet? What are we talking about now?
We're not sure what happened. We're not sure what he did.
That's
It's
fine.
in Canoga Park. Thank you for the galaxy, guys.
That's fine. That's fine. Well, on that note, China Doll, we will leave you, my darling, if that's okay. But yeah, have a great evening. And yeah,
Okay, guys. I'll
Oh.
see you guys next time.
that's fine.
Thank you for being here.
Thank you very much for having us. Right, big shout out to her, China Doll. Thank you so much, my darling. Right, we will leave that there. Very, very well. I mean, not a bad co-host, not a bad one. Now I can't get out the fucking TikTok. There you go. There. So there you go. Right, now we're going back to the chase. So that was good. That was good. That was good. We got to know some stuff. The guy came out the closet, and China Doll likes to go down as well. So, or doesn't like to, I should say. Right, back to Mighty Meat. Oh, Cheryl. If people don't know, this is a wonderful lady, one of my favorite people. Hang on, let me make myself smaller. Not that I should make myself smaller, but update. There you go, Cheryl. That's the whole picture. They're all a great picture. I love that picture with the Sweeneys. Cheryl is one of my favorite people. She is one of the boots on the ground. She is a genuinely lovely person. She was there pretty much every day, there with us at the courthouse. I hope your husband's doing well, Cheryl. After he's obviously been in and out. But anyway, yeah, Cheryl is amazing. I do miss Cheryl. I hope to see you in the fall, Cheryl. I look forward to seeing you. And yeah. And she's if people don't know, she's always got the signboard saying, "Enough is enough. Enough is enough." She's a day one girl. And I always call her Dina's sister because she's got the same kind of personality. And I love her for it. So, and she was very welcoming to me. So thank you, Cheryl, my darling. And look forward to seeing the fall. Right, let's get back to car chase, shall we? Let's get back to see where M&M with Mighty Meat. Hang on, Mighty Meat is here. Let me get this. Right, this is here. Let me make it bigger. Hello, lovely. Did you come over the same time, or were you a little bit? Yeah, everyone now knows who lovely Cheryl. Oh, now I know who you mean. I know the sign. Yeah, everyone knows Cheryl with a sign. I hope you came over okay. Thank you, Erin. Right, here we go, Mighty. Get back in chat, Mighty. Tell us what's going on.
Made the 8 mile.
No.
8 mile.
Let's go call the person shooting at her and her mother. Accident 8 mile. After the law at 8 mile. Accident 8 mile.
Westbound 8. Westbound 8.
Westbound 8 mile. Westbound 8. Yeah, from also radio.
So, anybody go to the hospital, man?
Yeah, should be funny.
Come on. South by Greenfield, Drew Hessel, and 55 miles an hour. No traffic.
Near Fargo and approaching Pembroke. East of Pembroke from Greenview. Speed 40. Eastbound Pembroke, come back up to the south building. Field from Pembroke. Speed 30, no traffic.
Alright, I'm in position for a ram, good. Disregard coming up to heavy traffic. Coming up to 7 mile.
Approaching 7 mile, that is red light. Speeds are 70. It's committing to southbound Southfield proper. 7 miles. Heavy traffic. 7 miles southfield. Vehicle, do not go. The reason.
Okay, we'll go.
Through Curtis, middle lane, very heavy traffic.
Thank you. You have to look up here. Come out of the option for the windows, and he's taking exiting the windows. Come out to the Nickel light, and coming eastbound the Nickel, Southfield, speeds are 30. Get 3 units in the chase. He's coming up to Harlow Street. Speeds are 70. Make the one for the units. Continuing eastbound with McNichols through Murray Speeds are 80. Doesn't specify, coming up to the right at Greenfield, heading southbound to Greenfield. Speeds are 55. Traffic is medium. Southbound Greenfield, Loop Grove. Speeds are 65. Traffic is white.
He's reaching around quite a bit. Just put on his hood. Reaching around.
Come out to the line at Puritan. Through line at Puritan, just southbound Greenfield.
Very close to the 31st.
Traffic light, 75 miles an hour. Southbound Greenfield, also that night. Franklin, committing westbound Franklin from Greenfield. Speeds are 25. Traffic light. Westbound Franklin coming up to Mansfield. Speeds are 73. Traffic is light. 47 Southfield and Franklin. So that 3 units in the chase. Come out to head back towards Southfield again. Vehicle.
He did a minor collision with Maple and Gilchrist.
Gilchrist. Southfield. Speeds are 65.
We have a unit to take over.
Northbound Southfield Church Drive from Franklin. Speeds are 25. Just gonna pull, but kept it together. Coming to a stop. Successful catch.
kill you. Don't move. Keep your hands up. Don't move. Don't move. Don't move. Someone break out the window.
Let me see your hands. Keep your hands up. Keep your
Break out the
hands
driver
up.
window. Break out driver window. Break out driver window. Driver window. Driver window. I got it. Break it out.
Now reach.
Good. Driver. You both fuck, man.
I'm scared. Don't shoot me. Please.
All right, coming out. Your hands over here.
Go.
All right.
Go, there, go.
Right. More hands right here. Right in front of my car. Right in front of my car. Hands in front of my car. I need hands in front of my car. Come around front. Come around front. No, we're going to the front. In front of my car. I got right hand getting off there.
Left hand secure. Go ahead and walk.
Adam? Don't fucking move.
Here's cuffs.
I got him. Just watch your hands. Watch your hands.
I got it. It's in the car, secure.
Just keep your hands on that dashboard. Don't move it. Good. All right, bring it to me. One, two, three. Just watch your hands. Watch your hands.
I got it. It's in the car, secure.
Just keep your hands on that dashboard. Don't move it. Good. All right, bring it to me. One, two, three, 5, 6. There you go. Right in my car. Go ahead. Let me know we're secure. Station 20, ES 20. We've got one in custody, one female also in custody as well. You're secure. Our units are
I'm moving around. I'll put you on this mat. You hear me?
and you can lift it. That's what it's going to be.
These guys secure all this information. We just have to give us to check them out. No direct, thank you. Taking 20, you can show 2012 out at the panel council.
All right, that.
Okay, well there you go. These are Michigan hooligans. Right, this one's going to be a little bit different. Thank you, Mike B, for that. This one is I'm going to treat you with this one. I'm going to treat. Oh shit! It's already started. Hang on. This is a little bit different. This one's a little bit different. This is more for like your Erin hacks and stuff like that. So, let me boost it. This is a motorcycle. Rum, 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 rum. There you go.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. And we're getting into a complex here. If we open up a little bit, there's some apartment buildings. There appears to be some office space here and a dead end. Now, the helicopter overhead is going to be radioing in to the patrol cars in this area, and they may be able to get into a situation where they can try and figure out exactly where he's at and maybe take him into custody. It looks like he's going through a courtyard right here.
Courtyard.
That's an interesting shot. Fortunately, there's nobody there. It's almost, if he knows this area, I don't know why you'd pull through an area like that knowing it comes out to another street if you haven't been here before. But certainly he's slowed down quite a bit. Looks like he's looking around and maybe, just maybe, thinking about taking a run for it.
I don't know what my co-host's name is yet. So what's your name, buddy? What is your name, bud? Oh, fuck. Did I press something? No. He's going shopping or something. Anyway, this guy's a bit shy. He doesn't want to speak so far. So, so we're in. I don't even know where we are. We're in East San Gabriel Valley, California. We got a motorcycle.
Yeah, you were partially blocked there. There's the helicopter. Yeah, they won't. Sorry, Philip, you were partially blocked with your question, but they won't pull the helicopter off. I would doubt that. Okay. But we certainly see a change in demeanor. You know, we had 130 miles an hour on the 60 freeway.
Yeah.
There he sort of takes off a little bit down this little surface street here in the Whittier area, and the helicopter overhead's not going to back off. They're going to stay on him. There's no reason they wouldn't.
No.
Certainly, he's still a danger to the public, especially on surface streets like this. Go ahead and push in with the camera if you would a little bit.
Yeah.
And do you see the high rates of speed now? Bring up our real-time speed tracker,
really
but we could see him just take off all of a sudden. And, you know, you could have kids out here. I mean, certainly this could end up into a deadly accident. There's no question about that. And there is a real risk, but it's interesting that he's staying in this neighborhood, slowing down, looking around, then accelerating. Must know the helicopter's overhead, but no patrol cars behind him.
Yeah. So he's a danger because of the not now, but when he was on the freeway, he was a danger because he's going up to 90 over 100 miles per hour. So now he's, you know, it's okay at the minute. Now look at this. Now he's going up again now to 90s to 100s in a little bit. So that's what my co-host meant. Yeah, that's what he meant. Yeah.
Can accelerate.
Yeah. What speeds do you think he can go up to?
Yep.
You want me to repeat that, or?
Yeah, there's no question about that, and he's putting his life in danger. That's for sure. You know, one turn from one of these cars when he's doing 95 miles an hour on a surface street, if they don't see him, you know, even hitting a big pothole. I don't know if you ride a motorcycle or if you have much, but when you get up to those speeds, boy, I tell you, it gets extremely dangerous. At this street here is a pretty major as we travel northbound on Lark Ellen Avenue. It looks like there's some stoplights up ahead, but nothing in the way of traffic. And boy, look at the acceleration, though. You can tell these motorcycles, these modern day motorcycles are so fast. I mean, they go up to 180 miles an hour in some cases, some even faster. But the way they accelerate is incredible. Now he's at a stop light here, and I'm sure he'll look both ways before he goes through. So, you know, sometimes, Philip, we follow people that are being pursued and we think there might be drugs or alcohol involved. This guy, not that case. He has control of that bike. He's ridden it very well from the moment we got overhead. And he's still looking around. There are no patrol cars behind him. We don't think any authorities are following him at this point on the surface streets, just from the air.
Is there any reason for that, Bob, do you think? Why there's no patrol cars following him? Or is this quite normal for Los Angeles and just leave it to helicopters? Is that what we're doing right now, Bob?
Yep.
Okay, I thought so. Anything else you want to add?
He's got the steering stabilizer turned up, if you know what I'm talking about.
Yeah, I do.
Because he doesn't want to go at those rates of speeds and hit anything that's going to make that front wheel wobble. But at this point, you know, law enforcement, I think, from following this, are just saying, hey, let's follow him from the helicopter. We can't really control what this guy does on the ground right now, and we really aren't in a position to try and stop this. I don't see that there's much that they could do to try and get in this guy's way. They're not going to be able to throw out a spike strip. That doesn't seem to be an option. CHP has called off their pursuit. It was on the freeways for a while. I believe this is going to be the West Covina area. And it's incredible, though, to watch these things accelerate, isn't it? At one moment, it looks like, bring up a real-time speed tracker. he'll be doing 35 or 40, and with an instant, he'll be up to 90 miles an hour.
Yeah, it's not what you want to see. Oh.
Yeah.
Thank you, Hippie Chick.
Yeah.
Yeah. Go on, Bob. What do you say, Bob?
Push into the bike.
Yeah, I know. So we got Bob and Philip joining us for this chase. Bob is in the helicopter, so we're listening to him. And then Philip is in the studio. So we just gone. We will go in and out sometimes today, people, because the stream is a little bit dodgy with the Wi-Fi and stuff, but we'll get there. Oh, any chance we can make this better, Bob? It's pausing a lot, Bob.
Now, this is a dead end right here, Philip. I want to interrupt you for a moment. Open up out of the shot. He realized it, and he turned around.
Yeah.
That was a dead end on that street. So that's a situation where if patrol cars were behind him, they could have ended it as he went down that little surface street, and it was a cul-de-sac. There was no place else to go. So certainly we talk a little bit about him maybe being in an area that he's familiar with. This probably isn't the case here.
Yeah. No, because if he knew the area, Bob, he wouldn't.
Is he waving?
He might know the name.
I think he might be. It wouldn't be the first motorcycle chase that I've covered where the motorcyclist did it on purpose and was trying to get a little attention, was waving at the police. And that appeared that that's what it was in that situation right there moments ago, that he was just waving at the helicopter overhead because there are no patrol cars behind him. And I can't tell what type of motorcycle that is. It looks like a late model, and the power to weight ratio on these things, some of them up to 200 horsepower, and they only weigh like 400 pounds. It just makes for a rocket out on the roadways. We haven't seen it. There's a patrol car at that intersection. Let's see if he turns. He does.
Yeah.
So it looks like now if we open up a little bit, you're going to see the patrol car behind him.
I see it.
And we'll see if he does. Go back on the motorcycle and push in. So as soon as he saw that motorcycle behind him, he really started the acceleration. This is accurate, 75, 80, 90 miles an hour. For a moment there, it took a second for the speed tracker to catch up. That wasn't 140. And now he's slowing a bit for this intersection. There's a patrol car behind him, and that has changed his demeanor here. He's going to go through this intersection, make a right turn. There's another patrol car. So it looks like we're in a jurisdiction now. And I believe we're still in Whittier, if I'm not mistaken. Excuse me, not Whittier, in the West Covina area.
Yeah.
And they do have two patrol cars behind him at the moment.
Is there any bikes behind, Bob, or is it just patrol cars? Do you think they'll bring, Bob? Do you think they will bring bikes out? Because what? Bob, do you think they'll bring bikes out, or do you think they will just keep the...
That's correct. They tried to pull him over for speeding. We're actually in Baldwin Park, and I believe those are Baldwin Park PD units behind him. But they just cannot pursue this motorcycle on the surface streets. The officers have to stop for the red lights. They can't just bust through. And the motorcyclist was able to maneuver through those lights very quickly. They're still behind him. You don't see him in this shot because they're too far off. We'll stay on the motorcycle at this point.
Yeah.
But we're in Baldwin Park. We're headed back southbound towards the 60. And even though they have a couple of units behind him, it's really difficult for them to try and track him on the ground.
Yeah. And that's why I thought, Bob, that they might bring the motorcycle out, to keep up with him, because it's going to be difficult for the cars to keep up. Maybe get a...
Yeah.
Yeah, you agree? Yeah. Do you agree, Bob? Or anyway, I think Bob might be distracted. Do you think they bring motorcycles out to keep up with him? Because if he can go up to 180 miles per hour, then there's no way the cars are going to keep up with him. You think they're bringing the bikes out?
I can't really tell. There's really the patrol cars behind him a couple hundred yards.
Okay.
They're just having a hard time keeping up. It looks like they'd like to get right on his tail, but at this point, he's just too maneuverable for them. And the acceleration on that bike is such that the patrol cars get caught behind a red light, as they have now. And then he just slows down, almost, Philip, as if he's taunting them. When he sees the patrol cars go through the red light, you don't see this as well as I do, he accelerates. And then when they get stuck behind a red light, well, he slows down and he waits for them to catch up. So it's almost like a cat and mouse game here. Open up a little bit so you can see the patrol cars behind him now and see how close they've gotten. Now look at that. That's what, really frightens you, I would think, if you're the motorcyclist. Somebody pulls in front of you, you hit them, and it could be all over very quickly. Crossing right underneath the 60 freeway now, headed southbound. And you can tell he waits for the patrol cars to get on him, and then he just launches and takes off. So it almost appears that this is a bit of a game to this motorcyclist.
So, any questions for Bob? Let me know. Bob, I hope you don't mind, but we'll...
I think we're up to about 100.
Sorry? If you've got any questions, Bob, I've just asked the chat if you've got any questions to put into chat, and we'll ask you if you don't mind answering them when appropriate. I know you're busy there. Yeah, but if we can, we will ask Bob some questions. And Philip is in the studio as well, so maybe he can answer and relay some questions as well. What's going on now, Bob? Anything?
Yeah, I tell you, no doubt about that. And if this is one of the wins, bring up the speed, would you? We're right on top. It should be accurate. And he is really moving now, 90 miles an hour. And look at that, in and out of traffic. So exactly right, Philip. I mean, although the public at large is in a bit of danger here, as far as if he crashes into a car or, God forbid, hits a pedestrian, because that could be fatal. If he crashes at these speeds, he's really going to be in trouble.
So, Bob,
if you can give me the other side, it'd be great.
That's fine, we will. Mexi Texi here is asking, we all need friends, even if they're imaginary. Do you agree with Mexi Texi? Is that something that we all need, Bob? Because I think imaginary friends are something that's quite healthy. What's your opinion, Bob? Is this something you contemplate?
Yep.
There you go. Yep, he says yep, Mexi. So he thinks it's healthy. Thanks, Bob. I thought so. Thank you, Bob. I appreciate that.
No, absolutely. And the patrol car...
I thought so. Thank you, Bob. Thank you.
Swerving in and out, almost like... Yeah, I'm not certain when you lost our signal, but... yeah, they're no longer behind him, was the point I was making. And he was swerving in and out, almost like he's just enjoying riding his motorcycle. He certainly seems to have complete control of the bike. And we are still, we're in the Hacienda Heights area now. We're south of the 60 freeway, no longer on the north side. And we did see him go into what almost like a business park there, go into the courtyard. And I saw a big parking structure, and I thought possibly we've seen that before, that he might try and make a move there and make a run for it, knowing that there was no patrol cars behind him. But he does know the helicopter's overhead. And once again, at this point, I think they're just going to be content to follow with the helicopter. You see him in that shot, and just wait until the suspect finally decides to, make a run for it or give himself up.
Yeah, Bob, so going back a second, you said about the landscape there. Is that where the original In-N-Out is, Bob? Is that where the original is? Because we were just asking, is that exactly where it is, or is there another In-N-Out? Do you know? Because you gave a great description there. Yeah, just wondering, is that the exact original In-N-Out?
Well, unfortunately, the sheriff's department has a lot of helicopters. I'm not certain how many, but dozens.
Okay.
And what they'll do is when one helicopter will say, down to WAG 8, in this case down to Long Beach, and just tell them, hey, I got 40 minutes worth of fuel left, and they'll send another helicopter up here to take over. Okay. They'll do a swap out. One helicopter will tell the other one, hey, I've got him in sight. the main helicopter overhead will leave and the secondary ship will come in, and they could keep doing that all day. So that wouldn't be an issue. It's in the sheriff's area right now, so they're the ones overhead. If it came into LA's, towards downtown, went west, it's possible that LAPD would take over. It changes from time to time, but air support won't be an issue. Boy, going into a parking lot here. Now this is interesting because we have patrol cars that did catch up with him when he stopped driving so quickly, and now we're in a parking lot with a shopping center, a strip mall, if you will.
Strip mall.
And you have patrol cars moving into this area. He could be locked in. If he goes behind there, if he makes a right turn, they do have the opportunity to possibly get him cornered in this shopping center. Now there's one behind. If they get one on the other side, then they may be able to pin him behind this supermarket or this large strip mall. It's unclear if they have the resources to do that. So that's sort of what happens, Philip. It's sort of a trade-off. There's a patrol car.
So,
it's a bit of a trade-off.
Yeah, I know.
And boy, look, he sees the officer there. He's not going to stop, and he's just going to take off. That gives you an idea of what I was saying.
Yes.
Yeah, definitely. But it's just so difficult for them to try and stop this with the patrol units. I mean, no matter where he goes, the bike is so maneuverable and so quick that it's nearly impossible to stop this.
Would you stop though if they told you that they'd pin you down, Bob? If the police said to you, "Oh, we're going to pin you down," would you stop at the strip mall? Is that something you contemplate, or would you do the same as this guy? Is that something you contemplate? Yeah. Bob, do you want to be pinned down, Bob? Don't be shy now, Bob.
No, they've decided to give up. I mean, I think what they saw was there's no way that 2 or 3 patrol cars are going to stop this guy on the ground. They would need a lot more resources than that. Because he just toyed with them. I mean, once they came around, he saw him. He just maneuvered through the parking lot.
The toys are good.
And took off. So I think they realized that there's little to no chance they're going to stop this on the ground. It's a trade-off, right? If you have enough patrol cars behind him, you may be able to take him into custody when he does something like that. But getting them in position is difficult, and it's dangerous because he's traveling at such a high rate of speed. And at this point, I think they're going to be content to just follow this from overhead. As you go into different jurisdictions, you get into Baldwin Park, their police officers may look at this a little different. They want to get them off their surface streets. So it can change just depending on the jurisdiction that you're in. But Sheriff's helicopter is staying overhead, coming up on an intersection here, a red light, but you can see how maneuverable the bike is, how he can go right to the front of the line. He can look to see if he wants to run this red light. It looks clear to him. There's traffic. He sees that he can get by safely. And, how do you follow along in a patrol car in a situation like that?
Good question. But let's go back a second. You said about being pinned down and the position is very important. And, you introduced the concept of toys as well.
Exactly.
So that's something that you enjoy, being pinned down in a different position with some toys. Is that something that floats your boat there, Bob? Yeah? It might be a delay here for Bob. I'm just trying to inquire, Bob, to see where you are. If that'd be something you'd be interested in. No. Okay. Okay. So Bob's not as kinky as I thought he was. Okay. That's fine. That's fine, Bob. We can't see how fast he's going now.
I think, Philip, this thing is going to continue on until the motorcycle just decides to stop. There's not much that they can do, and he's putting himself at risk, as you mentioned. I have a bike. I don't ride anymore because it's so dangerous, but I used to all the time. And my son wanted to ride, and I'm like, no, you can't, because so many things happen out on the freeways when you're a motorcyclist and on the roadways you just have no control over. And even though this guy has real good control of this bike, he's able to maneuver it very well. It's extremely dangerous. Now, here we go. They have changed something here. Up ahead in this intersection, there is a patrol car. I'm not sure which agency it is, but you're going to see the motorcycle come up to this intersection, and you're going to see the patrol.
Come
car
on,
right
Bob.
there. So it'd be interesting to see exactly how they handle this. It looks like an LA County Sheriff Patrol car, and they did force him to head that direction, but you know, he doesn't look like he's too worried about it. It almost looks like he's looking back saying, come on, catch me if you can. No, and I wouldn't think so.
No, it's a film.
No, I've never seen that.
You've
I
not
mean,
seen it,
more than
you?
likely, if you did it, you may injure or maybe even kill
Bob, what the fuck are you doing, Bob?
trip either, although that wouldn't be a possibility with a bike or anyone. Look at the speeds, Philip. That's an accurate speed, too, up to 117, now slowing down. It'll take a moment to kind of click down the way the sky map works. Sometimes you see that 137. It's not that. It went up to 100, and then it sort of evened out, and then it went back down. It'll give us an accurate speed here in just a moment. It's interesting the way the GPS acquires and does get on to speeds of vehicles. But those are accurate there, we believe, around 70, 80 miles an hour. And the acceleration is still incredible. But, you know, what that showed you moments ago was how difficult it is for law enforcement to try and control something like this, to try and keep this or to stop this. And it's nearly impossible. And I really think they're just going to follow this from the air until this individual gives up, makes a run for it, you know, goes to a parking structure, goes into, you know, an area where he can run and get into a house. I've seen that several times. But I don't think they can stop it on the ground.
So we've got some questions for you here, Bob. First of all, are you a power bottom Bob, or do you have a Baldo? Ball torture Bob. And Rahul wants to know, should the rider seek a bikini-clad passenger? Bob, what do you think? Any thoughts on that, Bob? It'd be quite nice.
No, you know, they won't.
Yeah.
He won't lose the helicopter.
Lose
but
it.
look at how
Okay.
close that is, and how fast that is,
Okay.
and how close it is to the vehicles. One wrong move. Well, I mean, and this guy could be, he could be gone. He could be in an accident to kill himself, and he could, tragically, hope not, injure someone else. But the speeds here have been excessive, and what was really unusual is how he slowed down to let that patrol car get right on his tail, pointed back at the officer, and then just launched in this bike. But the helicopter overhead will not lose him. We don't have weather conditions. You know, sometimes it's really foggy. You might have an issue. We're not in airspace that would restrict us from flying through this. And more than likely, they'll never be able to get at a speed higher than what the helicopter can travel. Even though it might go a little faster than the helicopter, the helicopter can go direct, and most streets don't go just absolutely in one direction. So you can kind of cut them off. We have followed a couple of pursuits where the motorcycle was faster than us. We can go about 130 knots, 140 miles an hour, 142, 145. Somewhere in there would be our max speed. But we've never seen one that really traveled at that rate of speed for such a long time that we couldn't at least keep them in our sights.
Yes, so Aaron Hack, this is Bob. Bob says that he would let the LAPD pin him down, put him in some positions, use some toys, and go direct into it. He used to be a big rider back in the day. He doesn't let his son ride, but he does like to ride, he says. We're learning quite a bit from Bob. He's happy at the minute. He also thinks that this guy should pick up a bikini-clad passenger. Oh, and we got Philip in the studio as well tonight, I should say, giving us these shots. We got Scott McGuinness in here. He is our resident lingerie expert, so Scott knows a lot more, so he can fill us in with anything. Dennis Sweeney is here now, so all the legends are coming in. We had Carol.
Well, he was on the freeway when we first picked him up on the 605 North, and he got off on Vincent, I believe, on the 10. We followed him on the freeway for a while. He did cross back over the 10, had an opportunity to get back on the freeway, and then decided not to. We're like right in between the 10 and the 60 right now, and you can see the motorcycle has slowed considerably, looking around, now turning around, going back in the opposite direction. I don't see any patrol cars behind him, and so it's difficult to even...
What color toys do you prefer, Bob?
What he's thinking. He's taking his shirt off or his jacket or backpack or something and threw it there.
Do you like that, Bob, if he takes his shirt off, do you? Is that something you
Yeah,
contemplate?
there's nobody behind him though. I don't see any patrol cars behind him, so he's acting a little unusual now.
Well, he
I've
is
seen this a little bit, but right now it's just the helicopters overhead radioing his position. They'll sort of see. I mean, they'd like to get this guy into custody. They don't want this type of thing to take place. It's a danger to himself. It's endangering the public. And so, they'd like to make sure they get this guy in custody so it doesn't happen again. You don't need somebody like this getting away and then thinking, well, I'm just going to do this, a couple times during the week. We're into a shopping center here,
a couple times a week,
and there are patrol cars not too far away. They just can't keep up with them. But, boy, when the patrol cars did catch him, it was almost like cat and mouse and almost like he was saying, hey, you can't catch me. But there are no patrol cars coming into this strip mall right now, and at least the motorcycle slowed down, fortunately, because we do see a lot of pedestrians out here in front of this market.
So, but if you're doing it a couple of times a week, it would be quite hard to keep up, Bob, don't you think? That's, when you get a bit older, that's quite hard,
Yeah.
Yeah, or have you got more stamina, Bob? Is that something you're trying to tell us? Shame on us younger ones. We haven't got the same stamina as you. Because he's going fast. Well, he was going fast. Bob likes it when he goes very, very fast. Likes the speed. He's going to very narrow places now. I will be honest, though, these cameras are really good to see. Chase them.
It's a cul-de-sac.
Yeah, I know.
I don't see a pattern either. He turned down this street. He's obviously not familiar with the streets because that was a dead end that he just turned onto. He turned around. And, that's the dilemma you're up against if you're law enforcement. If you had 5 vehicles behind him, you might be able to put up a barrier here and stop this. On the other hand, you're putting the officers at risk. And at the other hand, every time they got behind him, he was driving more erratically and at higher rates of speed. So I think they're content to just follow it from the air, went into this neighborhood, made a turn down what was a dead end, and then came right back onto the same street that he was on before. So I don't see a pattern. It's almost as if he's turning around looking to see if the patrol cars are behind him so they can play with him a little more.
Well, we've noticed that, Bob. You like to play as well, Bob. So it's not just the rider. I think you like to play as well, Bob, with those toys of yours. But it is... What they used to do before, like, these kind of cameras, because years ago, I'm sure that this bike would have been gone, So these cameras are great. We get to employ people like Bob to talk about dead ends and U-turns and strips and toys and strip malls and all sorts.
It's unreasonable to assume they could do that because there are patrol cars in the general vicinity, but they're not close enough to get in there that quickly to try and stop him in a situation like that. But, now he's turning around again. He's headed back to the west on Francisquito Avenue. Now he looks like, he's turning into a sidewalk. We haven't seen this before. So, boy, I wonder if he knows those people. Yeah, that's unfortunate when we see these things. If they go on long enough with social media the way it is compared to what we dealt with when we followed these, 25 or 30 years ago. Now people start to realize it's happening, and sometimes it just emblazons the person being pursued, and they get out and they just try and get more and more attention, and it really just becomes more and more dangerous as time goes on.
I agree with that. How lucky were we not to have social media when we were growing up? Dennis Sweeney, you were pretty lucky. Yeah, Dennis, bloody hell.
Yep.
Yeah, so was Bob. Bob's like, yeah, not just Dennis, me as well.
Yeah, waving again.
Yeah, I know. So I don't know. How long are we going to chase? Oh, okay, we're halfway through the chase. Okay, that's not too bad. Halfway through. I am enjoying these chases. I just thought motorcycle would be different. Now, the motorcycle also will run out of fuel a lot quicker. Yeah, I know, Mike. Yeah. You wouldn't be a police officer, would you, Mike? So it looks like you will run out of gas before long, because do you call fuel gas in America?
Yeah, Philip, we did get some information that the sheriff's department did get the backpack. They went through it, and there was nothing identifiable inside that backpack. So, as you mentioned, some of the things he was shedding could lead them to a description of, or at least lead them to the identity of the suspect, but that was not the case with the backpack. So, so far, this guy has not done anything to let authorities know who he may be. Now, this is interesting. Stopping in a gas station, talking to someone. Now, we haven't seen him on. He could actually be talking to people and heading to this location to meet someone, although it's possible. You know, they have those helmets that have, oh, well, look, is he going to get into that vehicle?
No.
Oh, he's stealing the gas. Look at that. He rode up to that and just got enough so that he could drive on. It didn't look like he took much on, but those motorcycles do not. Boy, look at that. I'm sure that person was frightened, too, as they pulled up. I'm assuming they didn't know that individual.
What have we seen, Bob, for fuck's sakes?
And he's waving at the sheriff's copter.
All right, this is Bob. I suppose he's better off on a bike, maybe, but disappear. You'd think he'd head towards the airport or something. But if you get the airport, there's cameras everywhere in the airport. So
Yep.
Yeah, I know, Bob. I know.
But a gallon gives you a long way.
It does.
Yeah, even a couple gallons. I mean, if that much. But that's going to get him a lot of miles. You get pretty good miles per gallon if you're not heavy on the accelerator.
But he is though, Bob.
Yeah, I can't tell how big the bike is. I can't tell if it's large CC, 1000 CC. If it's some of these bikes. Even the 750s or the 600s are just so quick these days. But there was a patrol car that he went by on the roadway, and it was fairly close there. So, as I mentioned earlier, restrictions, then you start to get, different procedures with those agencies. And sometimes one city that will say, hey, just let him go. Another city may say, hey, let's see if we can stop this guy. So as we, he travels out through the city in all these different areas, sometimes we'll see a different approach on the ground.
Sorry, Bob, I'm just doing something a minute, if you don't mind entertaining a little bit, Bob. I know you need a break as well, but...
Yep. The 10. Yeah, the West San Bernardino Freeway, not far from the 605.
Okay.
We're in Baldwin Park, and we did see speeds up to 130 miles an hour earlier on the freeway. We'll see if he starts to travel at that rate of speed. And then also, CHP may engage. If he stays on the 10 westbound for a long stretch of time, they may decide to get involved. But earlier, they had just backed off. They weren't interested in trying to follow a motorcycle at those types of speeds.
Sorry, Bob. Carry on, because you paused. So come on, Bob. It's Bob, not me. Come on, Bob. You mofo. There you go. He's back. We lost you there for a second, Bob. We lost you there for a second, bud. You keep going in and out. You keep going in and out, Bob. He'll come back now. Philip, can you sort this out, please, from the studio? That'll be really good. Bob? Bob, are you back? Bob? No, he's frozen again. Motherfucker. We'll get him back now. Just having technical issues, people. We'll be back. Bob will be back. Bob? It's Dana's fault, not yours, Bob. Once he's back, he'll start speaking again. He keeps going in and out. It's basically, I think, it's a transition from the... Bob, I can hear you, Bob. Snort. Oh, please, that's
No
legal.
doubt about that. He's got control of this bike. He's traveled very recklessly, very close to some vehicles, and he's fortunate that he hasn't been involved in an incident and got himself injured or killed. We're on the 605 northbound. I think you lost my signal around the 10 and the 605.
We did.
So he got onto the 605 north. So now we're headed up, towards the Irwindale area, headed through El Monte. But we have seen some pretty high rates of speed on the freeway, but he got some more gas. Maybe he was low on fuel, got himself a gallon or two, and that could keep him out on the roadways for, hours.
Yeah, that's fair.
We did, it was on the 60 west and then got on the 605. It started in the Norwalk area, came up through the Colima Pass, for those folks familiar with that, up into Hacienda Heights, onto the 60 westbound to the 605 north to the West 10, been onto the surface streets for quite some time, then on back to the West 10, and then North 605. And this will end, the 605 North ends up at the 210 in the Irwindale area. And there's not much traffic up here as far as the volume on the freeway is concerned, so he's got an open roadway up ahead, if you will, if he just wants to continue on. But no CHP units behind the vehicle, just the sheriff's helicopter you see there overhead.
Okay. What's next, though, Bob? What are we looking for now? What do you think the police are going to do? Do you think that they're going to ambush him? Do you think they're actually going to bring out bikes, Bob, to chase him? Because the trooper cars can't keep up with him. What's your opinion, Bob?
Well, the sheriff's helicopters are on patrol, so they're usually pretty close by, which means that if they can follow the suspect on the roadways, on the surface streets for maybe just 3 or 4 or 5 minutes, and they can keep them in sight and they can radio the location to the helicopter, once the helicopter's overhead, there's not that many motorcycles out on the roadways. You've seen that. I think we haven't seen too many. And then you're looking for somebody driving at those rates of speed in the general vicinity. So it can be a little challenging, I think, at first for them to find them if they only have a general area to look in. But once they've got a pretty specific location from the ground units and the helicopter gets overhead, once they have them, they're not going to lose them. The only time you lose them is, from a helicopter would be weather conditions or airspace restrictions, like, flying in front of the extended center line at LAX or Burbank where they have scheduled flights. You just can't do that.
Raul, I don't know. Will you have to refuel in the air via C-130? Do you know? Do you have to, Bob? Is that something you're going to have to do, Bob? Refuel in the air? Bob?
Yeah.
Yeah, he said yes, Raul. So that's something they will do. They will refuel in the air via a C-130 tank.
Yeah, and we do understand now that CHP says they are not going to pursue. So it's on the freeways, and, from my perspective, I think that's a great policy. I don't know why they'd want to get patrol cars on this guy on the freeway and then just encourage him to drive back at those 130-mile-an-hour speeds. It just doesn't really make a lot of sense. He's got to come to a stop at some point. And the helicopter's overhead. We're making a decision. He looked like he was on the transition to the 210 freeway east, but he actually got on the transition road to the 210 westbound. So that's pretty indecisive. Last moment thinking, I'm going to go 210 west, which makes me believe that, the guy just doesn't really have a plan at this point. He's not headed to any place in particular. I mean, that's a long transition road. He knew well before that he had a choice to make, and he made it at the last moment. Pretty close to that vehicle. We're now going to be on the 210 westbound, traveling, if you will, through Monrovia towards the Arcadia, Pasadena area.
Bob, do you mind telling everyone to like the video, the stream, please? That would help the channel out loads if you could. You'd help me.
Wow, look at that.
Yeah, look at that. Yeah, please like the stream. It will help us in the algorithm, and we'll get more content with Bob in the future then, if that is the case. So, yeah, please like the stream, people.
Could be.
You see, could be, he says. So there you go. He will stream more if we get more likes. We got 30 likes. We got over 40 people here. So please like. Really, thank you, everybody that's doing it right now. I know Bob is very grateful as well. I agree. He does know the general area. Oh, thank you, those that giving the loves and stuff like that. I can see the loves and stuff. Thank you, everybody. That's cool. I don't always see them. Is that love for me or Bob? I might be for you, Bob. People seem to love you, Bob. Party! Someone's having a party. There's a party in my pants and Bob's invited. There you go. Bob, you're invited to some parties, buddy. These ladies will chuck the knickers at you. All right, Bob. You still there, Bob? Because Bob, fuck, he's a talker when he needs to be. Whoa.
Well, we're up to 210. He got off on the Buena Vista in front of
there you go.
the Best Buy here in front of the parking lot. You know, it's interesting. We had a report. We heard something over the scanner saying the CHP would not pursue. And then there were 2 patrol cars behind them for a moment. So not all that information gets to us correctly. They make changes we don't always know about. But they didn't follow him off of the freeway. So it may have been just a couple of patrol cars that were out. But he went through that shopping center there. It almost, Philip, it looks to me as if he's slowing, going into some areas, and actually, like I said earlier, playing a game of cat and mouse with the officers, looking to see if they're behind him, and then slowing down a bit till they get closer and then taking off. But they're not playing that game at this point. They're not following him. Boy, look at that truck. He looked a little suspicious, like he was trying to get up along that motorcycle, that black dually there. But obviously that gives you an idea, if you wanted to do that, how difficult it is. You just can't really get on a motorcycle in a situation like this.
You can try though, Bob, yeah? You can try. All right, Mike DeMeat says that he wants to party with you, Bob.
Oh, there you go.
You see? He's in. He's in, Mike DeMeat. He's in.
Yep.
Yeah, you see? He's in. I love that for you, Mikey. Mikey will take his pants for you, don't worry. Take his pants off for you, Bob.
Sure.
See?
And,
sure, how do you think?
Yeah. Yeah, well, he's in an area now that this is going to be probably Monrovia, if I'm not mistaken, their jurisdiction. And, you know, there'll be a lot of surface street patrol cars in this area. There's one behind him that you see right there. They're getting the information as to where he is. The longer he stays here, they've decided they're going to pursue this vehicle, at least at this point in this jurisdiction. And the longer he stays in this area, the more situated they'll have the patrol cars in intersections. We also heard just moments ago, Philip, that this could be stolen. So they're assuming now maybe a stolen vehicle. And we are going to get back on the 210 freeway westbound now. This is a long surface street that could put them back on the 210 west or put them back into that same shopping center. But no, look at the acceleration there and back on the 210 westbound headed towards Arcadia and Pasadena.
There you go, Bob. Thank you, Bob. Right, what's next, Bob?
Yeah, no doubt.
Oh, no doubt, buddy. Mighty Meat's got his pants down ready, buddy. The Meatster is ready to party. I reckon Bob is wild as well. You wild, Bob? Are you wild, Bob? Mighty Meat says you're homies. All was I will get back to you. I reckon Bob will teach you a thing or two, Mighty Me. Look at the speed. And he said he could go up to 118 miles per hour. Wow.
Yeah, there's no doubt about that. He's got good control of the bike. We've never seen anything in the way that anything we've seen that would make us think that this guy isn't an excellent rider. You know, his mental capacity, we certainly can question that, that's for sure. But his ability to ride the bike, he's certainly shown that he has, you know, mastery of that motorcycle. He's been able to swerve in and out of traffic, go into shopping centers, slow down with one arm and ride his bike, and wave at people, come up into a gas station real quick, get off the bike, fuel it back up, get back on board, and take off. So they're dealing with an individual who, unfortunately, can ride this thing well. It gives you an idea. You look at our screen right there. It gives you an idea what we're dealing with. We're getting some moisture up here along the foothills. And we're going to take that camera off for just a moment. Please bear with us. I want to see if we can't clear the screen. Go ahead and just move the camera lens to the left and see if the wind doesn't clear it off for a moment. And then we'll come right back on it. And that may help us out a little bit as far as our picture is concerned. It gets a little difficult. Heavy rain, it'll clear off. a drizzle like this when we're in the clouds, it makes it a little harder. That may have helped a bit, but it's getting difficult for us in these weather conditions to keep that clear.
So Bob likes to be on cam. How hard is it, Bob?
Not much.
Not much? Okay.
Yeah, I'm not seeing that, Philip. Not much of that. I can tell you it's going to be a problem for us here in a little bit because we have separation issues with the Sheriff's Department helicopter down below. And what that means is, we're going to stay 1,000 feet from them and above them. That's our, agreement with the Sheriff's Department. And as I look ahead, you don't see it, but there's some low clouds over the Pasadena area. And it may mean that we have to back out a little bit. And then when you do get low visibility like this, sometimes it could be difficult for us to really stay right on it. We'll see what happens as we get up ahead. But it looks like, that Eagle Rock area, we got some pretty low clouds. But I haven't seen slick roadways, so it doesn't look like it's going to affect, his ability to have grip with the bike on our freeways at this point.
Maybe Viagra.
Yes, that's correct.
What timing?
Yep. Get out of the way.
Sorry, Bob. I'm not laughing at you. I'm laughing with you, buddy.
Yeah, he's following behind. He pulled over. He got into the fast lane. He was in the carpool lane. And then he got right back behind. But, we're seeing speeds that are pretty even or close to the speed on the freeway. It's only a little bit faster. So, we're looking at 67, 70, 75, about what the pattern of the speeds are on the 210. But the other motorcycle's keeping up with him, and he's right alongside him.
So is that his friend?
Yeah, 3 of them now.
Yeah, 3 of them. Okay. Threesome. Okay, that's fine. 3 in a bed, and the little one said, roll over, roll over. He gets so excited when people get behind him. Absolutely. Oh,
yeah.
Bob,
You would hope the other motorcycles had a little more sense than to take off and follow this guy. Not all these guys out there are that crazy, and most of them, have their own health concerns at the foremost. And this guy, he rides this thing well, but we've seen several situations where one turn of a car, one little incident, and this guy may not make it. He'd be in an accident at those types of speeds. So vulnerable on a bike, you can get seriously injured or killed real quickly.
Yeah.
Is that?
Well, I hate that when he does that. He starts a sentence, doesn't finish it. I hate that.
All right. Does that look like whatever you can do? Does that look like there's no lights on that bike, like it's a race bike?
Yes.
Yeah, I didn't see any headlights.
Neither did I. No.
An hour, 45 to an hour.
Yeah. I think it's about 45 now. Oh, Bob's made me
Look up
cry.
take off.
He literally's made me cry. Bob, you made me laugh, buddy. You made me laugh. Oh, we're all going to Mighty Meats after all this for a party. Oh, I'm going to sneeze.
Hover. Just hover. Just keep your heading and hover. Right here, hold it. Hold it, right here. Perfect.
I'm trying to hold it. It's a bit too big, Bob. I'm trying my best here. I'm hovering as much as I can.
Climb if you can and go south.
How the fuck can I climb on that? Bob, you dirty bastard.
Interesting.
So I just can't because I'm crying. I'll get.
All right, charge up. Got it. Where'd he go? Where is he?
I don't know where he is, Bob.
Good, go this direction, and just give me a left pedal turn. Put it into a hover.
I don't.
I see him.
You need to stop this dirty talk, you know. Fucking hover, hold that.
Hold it right here. Perfect.
Oh, Bob. Right. Let's get back to it, Bob. Let's get back to it, buddy.
Hold it right here.
I got another one lined up. Oh,
there you go. Now go forward. Push your nose over. I saw him. Let's go left a little bit. There's somebody out there from left for me. Yeah, I'm looking for him. Is that it? Okay. Stop it right here. I would climb if you can. Get a little higher. Okay, hold it right here. Just give me a hold it right here for a moment and climb. Go right up to this cloud layer. You're doing a great job, by the way. Okay, let's go straight ahead.
You're doing a great job, by the way.
Hold it right here. Now you went back that way. So just pull it into a hover. Make a right pedal turn. This is good. Go to the north a little bit. Just hold it right here, basically. You're good. Just hold it in a hover. You better go north so we're not right on top of the sheriff ship. Keep going north. You're clear out my window. Good job. Yes. Yeah, he did. You know, we've gone around in circles to just south of the 210 on the lake in Colorado here on Green Street now, right in the heart of downtown Pasadena. It's unclear Pasadena PD is going to get involved. There we go. We talked about this earlier. Went into a parking structure, and that's why you want to have units behind him if you want to take him into custody, because we're into a parking structure here with a helicopter overhead. He'll be radioing for the patrol units in Pasadena to head this direction. And all we can do is keep a wide shot and see if we see the suspect come out. But I've seen several of these pursuits with motorcycles and vehicles as well, where the suspect will finally go into a parking structure and then try and make a run for it on foot. And we'll just have to see exactly how this is going to unfold.
I'm sorry, people. I'm sorry.
There's one.
Oh, I cried so much for ages. Bob.
Two. There's.
Oh. Bob's a dirty, keepy bastard.
It's possible. I mean, he may have got out and we didn't see him, nor did the sheriff's helicopter overhead. It's hard to say, but they're going to surround this parking structure now, and that's the trade-off that you have. If you're going to follow a suspect on a motorcycle driving erratically at those rates of speed with patrol cars, you risk the officers and you risk the public. But if you had them behind the motorcycle when he pulls into a parking structure, more than likely you could surround it quickly and take that individual into custody. So in my opinion, I think it's better to just let him go, especially, you know, we just heard that it's basically at this point just guilty of a misdemeanor. You know, if it was a big truck traveling at those rates of speeds, then I think they'd have to do something to make sure they were going to try and stop it. But at this point, if the suspect goes into this parking structure and makes a run for it, nobody gets hurt, then this ends pretty well. It'll end very well if they get him into custody, just to make sure he doesn't do something silly like this again. Go to the right.
Don't start again, Bob. Don't start again, Bob.
I'm not.
You're not. You are, Bob.
Yeah, Pasadena PD, this is their area. They'll be very familiar with the surroundings. You may not be able to get out on that side, Philip. So if you ride in, you may have to come back onto Green Street. I'm not certain about that, but I do know that, the patrol cars who patrol this area are very familiar with it. They know the ingress and egress of these parking structures. That's what they do. Every day they're out on their patrol. They check these areas. So they're going to know if there's another way out. If there's not, then if he can't ride out, then basically he's only able to walk out. So they do want to surround it at this point. And we didn't see him come back out from the parking structure. So we still believe that he's inside, and the sheriff's helicopter is overhead just orbiting. It looks like they believe that he's inside. They did not see him come out either. It looks like we're hearing they're arresting somebody. Push in to the left on the street there. I believe they might be arresting someone. We did hear that. We're going to try and drift a little bit so we can get into the front, but they may have just taken the suspect into custody.
Bob. Bob has made me laugh. Okay.
There he is, I believe.
Suspects in custody.
That's someone. I'm not certain if it's him or not, but it could be if he got rid of his sweater.
Oh, he did have two friends as well. Don't forget, Bob. He did have two friends. So it wasn't just him, was it?
All right.
There you go, Bob. Fucking hell, Bob. You literally dirty old man. You fucking made me laugh, Bob, to be fair.
Should climb a little bit if you can. I think we can go up another 50, 100 feet.
I'm going to name the suspect Adam. Fuck you, Adam. And then another one is Lee. So fuck you, Lee. Fuck you, Adam. Fuck you, Lee. Fuck you, Adam. Fuck you, Lee.
Open up a little bit.
Don't, Bob. Just wait till it's over, Bob. Open up a little bit. Bob, stop. Stop, Bob. I mean, fuck me. No wonder I fucking lose people into this channel. Fucking hell.
Yep.
Fuck. I am Marmite. You either love me or you hate me. I can't help it. I'm sorry. I don't say sorry. Fuck it. I just think this is.
They did take him into custody fairly quickly after they surrounded the building, and it did match the description that we had, as you mentioned, somewhat. I think more than anything, more than likely that is the suspect. We don't know for sure yet, but the demeanor of the police right now is not that they're trying to search for more individuals. From what I can tell, go ahead and push in real quick here, right in front of the parking structure. I don't see them rushing in. It wouldn't surprise me if they've already located the motorcycle. They can just reach their hand down onto the engine and see if it's hot, so they can tell if it's a motorcycle just parked there, or if it's the one they've been pursuing. They also have a pretty good description of it, so they'll know pretty quickly if it matches that. And more than likely, that is the suspect. We don't know for certain, but I think as we follow these things, this went on for, an hour and a half, hour and 45 minutes. Fortunately, no one was hurt, and we do hope that is the suspect, because if it is, then we know that there's no more danger to anyone out on the street.
Don't add some time. It was literally an hour, Bob. Not like an hour and a half, hour, 45 minutes.
Open up in a shot a little.
Open up a... What did you just say? Open up a little bit, Shiloh. What the fuck? People, I don't apologize. I've had so much fun with this video. I know it's about car things, but thanks to Bob, he's been a good sport as well. And I know lots of people like, fucking, whatever people think. I don't give a fuck, whatever. It's just funny. I think this is hilarious. I love it. Oh, but you have to have a weed brain to be here. Jeepers, what's this about? Hang on. Right. Let's stop that for a second. They haven't found Jimmy. That's the problem. Hang on. Breaking news here then. Hang on, I'll go to let me do this. It's just come up now. Breaking news. No, no center in the stream, but I'm still be here, Katie, for a little bit. Bob's a nosy little fucker. Bob is a fucking hackster. Bob is like the hackster. Right, so there's a fire. Breaking news: a massive fire breaks out in Ventura County. So where's Ventura? Massive fire breaks out in Ventura County. So I'm bringing you this live right now. He's a pimp. No, you don't have a list, but I'm saying he's like you in the weeds. Do you know what I mean? Brush fire. Brush fire in Ventura, North LA area. Thank you very much, another CG. So there you go. This is a brush fire breaks out near Lake Piru in Ventura County. Evacuations issued. Amid high heat, a brush fire broke out near Lake Piru in Ventura County Thursday afternoon. The roughly 30-acre fire is burning primarily east of Lake Piru in Ventura County, but nearing the county line near Valverde. Evacuation orders and warnings have been issued for several areas near Valverde in Los Angeles County and in Ventura County. Canyon fire growing just southeast of Lake Piru. Stay alert to advice from local officials. Current conditions around the fire 150, temperatures of 95 to 100. High Sean, high sun and stones. Humidity 15 to 20%. Wind southwest 8 to 15 miles per hour. Gusting to 25 miles per hour. Sarah P. Sunny Soul says hello to you if you are here. So evacuation orders in the following zones: LAKP 04, 06, 05, PIRU 01 and 14, and CIS-OAK CANYON and CAS-VALVERDE. Evacuation warnings since 3:20 today, Californian time. So, yeah. So there you go. That's going on right now. I'm not going to cover it, obviously, but I just wanted to show you that this is going on at the minute. The drones are there. The helicopters are there. Going in. I'm not sure what they're doing fully. There's no volume on this stream, so I don't actually know what's... No audio available. Hang on then. Let me see if I can find another one. I need a break from Bob. Fucking hell. Oh, they're dropping.
Lake Piru side of the fire. So this is on the west side of the fire. There are some homes here. It's not a lot in these canyons. They're ranch-style homes that are kind of just peppered throughout, as my pilot George put it. But on the Valverde side, the LA County side over there, kind of under the shadow of the fire, there are a lot more homes over there. So that is getting increasingly concerning. So we are hearing that is now under an evacuation order. Valverde and Oak Canyon areas are now under that evacuation. I haven't heard about any centers being set up as shelters for folks. But as soon as I do know where those are, I will let you know those. On a very hot day like today, of course, it's very important to get indoors under some AC. So as soon as I hear where those evacuation shelters are located, I will let you know. But again, evacuation order now has been issued for Val Verde and Oak Canyon areas, as well as, of course, that whole area surrounding Lake Piru. Val Verde, yeah.
That's something, isn't it? Right, I'm not going to play it because you can go and watch it wherever you want. But I'm going to go back to Car Chasers.
From the Ventura.
But I just wanted you to know that it is ongoing at the minute. So if you did want to go watch it, prayers up to everyone in that's nearby. Hopefully they'll be okay. Right, this is Mexi-Texi speciality. This is a 122 miles per hour pit maneuver where driver gets ejected in Arkansas State Police. So hopefully, Mexi's about. Watch out, Mexi's about. I said, watch out, Mexi's about. Right, here we go. Oh, all right, hang on. There is let's go. There is audio in a little bit. There is audio in a little bit. We haven't got Bob this time. We just got a police officer here. So talk about Blue Earth, man. Hang on. Here we go. Right, we're back on it. They're pulling somebody over right now. And Arkansas do not fuck about. Yeah, that's 400,000 just for that SNL skit. So they're pulling this car over, and then there's audio. So here we go.
Well,
Afternoon, Trooper Cass, Arkansas State Police. So I stopped you for speeding. Okay. You gotta yell at me, I can't hear you over there. Yeah. Okay, so why aren't you calling the ambulance if it's that much of an emergency? Driver's license, registration, insurance, get that part out of the way. No. What about your insurance and your registration? You don't have it in your glove box? Okay. Well, you're supposed to have it in your car. That's one of the state statutes. You don't? All right. Here, is that a piece of trash paper right there, an old envelope? Yeah, let me have that here. All right. What's your name? My name is That's it. And then, no, I don't need your phone number. All right. No, I can pull most stuff off your license plate. All right, give me just a minute. I'll be right back. Adam, we have a little rock 1037. Be going east on Rodney Carroll. Turned on Breckenridge Drive. No traffic, speeds are at 65. Speeds up to 85, still no traffic. We're north on Breckenridge Drive, passing Millbrook Road. Passing Danbury Court. We're heading west on Pleasant Ridge. Correction, Pleasant Valley Drive. Speeds are at 70. Coming up on North Rodney Carroll Road. Did a U-turn, headed back east to Pleasant Valley.
See the light, push the light off.
Timber, thank you.
What's the trip? That'd be right. Very sorry, if you really call it. If we're coming home campus, Left on Kendrick, left on Kendrick. Now you gotta keep giving those speeds, okay? Going south, south on 430, south on 430. Second line, D60. So if you get a chance, we go on and do the GDI. We need it.
Roll up, right on the ground. You're gonna meet it, roll up.
Yeah, started 10:16 and 10:11 vehicles rolled in the median.
South, just south of Central exit. Subject been ejected.
Keep ejected.
I don't think there's anybody else in the car. I got her over here. There wasn't nobody in it.
Have that 10:16 expedite.
We have shells. Come on, babe. Wake up. Yeah. No, she got ejected. No, nothing I can see. I mean, she got a little bit on her arm. We were at 120 when I TBI'd her.
Breathing.
Yeah, I see her shallow breathing, but that's it. She hasn't, her eyes haven't moved in. I don't want to move her neck too much.
Number 3, southbound and sit down. Well.
Yeah, I covered her up. She wasn't.
Fuck around, find out. What we do, Kim?
No.
Yeah, boy, I appreciate you.
Yeah, I don't know.
Just got what you need to do. I'll put that there.
Right, I moved it. So this one is an SA suspect. You can see there, sexual assault suspect fleeing. So let's watch this one. This will be the last one of the night because it's about over an hour. So we'll do this one. I'll go off as well. Hey, Kim. Standing still. Is that a fish on the ground near the sign? Jeepers, Dina. All right. Sorry about some of the issues we've had. You know that whose fault it is. So I don't have to tell you twice, really, do I? So, right. This is the last one of the night. LAPD throw spike stripes to stop fleeing SA suspect. So here we go.
start to approach the Fox Hills area here pretty shortly in the area of Culver City. We'll see if he shows, again, any signs of getting off the freeway. Of course, he's got the option of taking the 405 all the way up into West LA, but you can see he's kind of hugging that right lane, which kind of tells me that he may look for an exit opportunity again. Not sure how familiar he is with the area or, again, what his background is here, how familiar he is with LA in general. Again, this is a possible warrant out of the East Coast, so hard to say what we're dealing with here, but he, again, is driving relatively tame northbound 405, a sexual assault suspect, I'm being told by our assignment desk.
Wow. Well, of course.
Being told by LAPD, a sexual assault suspect inside the car here.
Well, now you can see why authorities are really trying to get this person to pull over. But again, as you're talking about it, they may have a warrant also for, is it sexual assault out of Boston, or those could possibly be unrelated as of right now? Chris, we're still probably trying to find the details.
Don't know, but the initial reports were that there were a series of crimes. So there may be more than one crime associated here. Unclear whether that assault happened in Boston or if there's a separate crime that we're talking about out here on the West Coast. Don't even know if it's his vehicle. Right now, it's just kind of a lot of unknowns that we're working with. LAPD seems to have more intel, though, so they have more information than we do. We'll see if we can try and gather some more of that, but obviously a little more to this story here as we get a little bit closer, and as he gets closer to us, he is now fully past LAX, the LAX area, and is continuing now northbound and towards Westchester.
It's so interesting that he's actually driving under the speed limit, which nobody does, that seems, in LA. You know, it's hard to believe that. And then you have the 6 PD behind him. You can see in his front window a little bit, but it's hard to tell what we're looking at. There's just obviously one suspect right now, it looks like, unless there's someone in the back.
Pretty tinted, so it's hard to see in the back seat, but that front passenger seat is empty. It's a Lincoln Aviator as he starts to exit the freeway here. What transition is that, Johnny? I think he just got onto the, is this going to be the 90 maybe? I'm not sure.
Right.
He's getting off the 405 at Howard Hughes. So he is getting off in Fox Hills here. You can see the full pursuit package making their way off the freeway with him. Again, they were, this all started, I believe, in county territory. That's unconfirmed. Wilmington, I'm being told. It started in Wilmington. LAPD picking it up in their Harbor Division. These are Southwest units that have chased them all the way up the 405 freeway here, and you can see them now on surface streets here at Howard Hughes Parkway in Westchester, where if he continues in this direction, there will be a little bit of cloud cover here, but it looks like he is getting back on the freeway possibly.
Yeah, I was going to say, again, we're all really familiar with these areas, and it is pretty amazing that the streets are empty at around 4:15 in the afternoon. It is really remarkable. And if he gets back on the 405, he's going to see that LA traffic that we all kind of know so well. And maybe this person, if they are from Boston, they may not know this area very well, Chris, and they are trying to head back to the original spot where they started this pursuit, because LA is tricky.
It is. It certainly is. And it looks like he may live to regret this move, because he's now gone onto the southbound side of the freeway. So he was traveling northbound 405, quickly got off and has re-entered the freeway on the southbound side, where there happens to be a little bit heavier traffic, as you can see here. It's not exactly a traffic jam, but you can see heavier volume, a little bit slower speeds here. Again, a maroon colored Lincoln Aviator now traveling southbound on the 405 freeway. We'll see what LAPD decides to do here, but right now they have limited options. The pursuit, pit maneuver rather, not an option with this many cars on the road, and then of course setting up for a spike strip is going to be relatively impossible on the freeway here with traffic. So we'll see if they decide to continue this or hand it off to California Highway Patrol. It would not surprise me, considering he is choosing to stay on the freeway. But right now, LAPD maintaining control of this pursuit, and their helicopter is overhead as well. So they have a lot of resources dedicated to this pursuit, and now they are continuing to cruise right along with him at about 60 miles per hour still.
We see if he picks up speed, it'll be very interesting. You know, when he was going northbound, it certainly had a nice opportunity perhaps for a pit maneuver. But now that the traffic situation has gotten a little bit more heavy there, that's out of the question.
Yeah, and even here, he's got a few lanes to play with here, but he's not going exceptionally fast. He's basically choosing to stay in that right lane, hugging the right lane. We'll see if he sets up for another exit or if he just takes it back down the 405. Anybody's guess, obviously, but you just kind of wonder what more there is to this story. And again, from what we could tell, there's nobody in the front passenger seat. A little bit early to say whether there's anybody in the back seat here, but it looks like he is indeed getting off the freeway once again. This time I think it's going to be Florence or Manchester Avenue.
Okay.
Yeah, we'll see where this person goes, because again, we're not quite sure if this person knows where they are located, let alone knowing the directions to get back to wherever they wanted to start from. But again, this is a relatively calm pursuit, Chris, as you just said, but once you get on surface streets, it sort of takes it up another notch of nervousness for at least area drivers and law enforcement.
Yeah, they always prefer to keep it on the freeway if at all possible, but with this kind of driving, it's really anybody's game here, and quite frankly, time is on the side of law enforcement. He has a finite amount of fuel in that tank, and we have no idea how full it is, but you know, again, LAPD has unlimited resources to keep up with him and follow him. If it really is basically just a following, it's not a following, it's a pursuit, but they're basically following him at these relatively slow speeds. They could do this all day long until the vehicle runs out of gas, and you can see them certainly slowing down with him here at this intersection. It's going to be Glasgow Avenue at Manchester Boulevard. He's going through Manchester and continuing south here. So they're going to continue right along with him, going much slower now as he makes his way into more of an industrial area here near the airport.
Yeah, which is also, probably more pedestrians involved. But we've never really seen a pursuit that goes this slowly.
And very cautious. The driver's very cautious and making sure they're minding the rules of the road, except for the one key thing that they're not pulling over. But again, we believe this suspect is wanted for a series of crimes, including a sexual assault. So, of course, law enforcement want to get him into custody. And this might be that time, Chris, where they start to sort of get an idea of where this person is going to go, so they could possibly put a spike strip down or use some other means to get this driver to pull over.
Yeah, the options are going to open up here, especially as he's in a more kind of emptier street. If they do give the go-ahead for a pit maneuver, that could be an option. Right now, they're kind of cruising. I mean, look at how to your point, he's stopping at the stop sign, stopping at red lights, really obeying most of the traffic laws here. Just a failure to yield as far as we've been able to see. But obviously, as I mentioned, a lot more to this story. Unclear whether they, whether he caught their attention while committing another crime, or if maybe they just ran the plates and it came back with a warrant, again, supposedly out of Boston. So they're continuing here southbound on Glasgow Avenue. They've got this empty commercial area street to themselves. If they want to execute a pit maneuver, now wouldn't be a terrible time, or they could just go along with him here. Right now, it's anybody's guess, but he is continuing at a relatively slow speed here.
Yeah, it makes you wonder, what is he thinking? Maybe he's thinking of giving himself up, and because you see him braking quite a bit, at the stop signs, and then continuing on, but going, I don't know, 30 miles an hour there, maybe.
Yeah, there's always the possibility that they may be efforting to contact the driver, whether they've been able to maybe track down relatives and they were able to actually negotiate with him, or get a dispatcher on the line with him, or a negotiator. That sometimes is the case. Purely speculation on my part. No information that we have yet that they have managed to actually contact him. But it is a possibility. Would not be uncommon or surprising if they choose to go that route and decide that this is a person that they can negotiate with. Otherwise, again, we always have the option of setting up for a spike strip or a pit maneuver. Of course, for that spike strip, he'd have to establish a little bit more of a pattern, but they certainly have plenty of resources at their disposal here. Now he's on La Cienega Boulevard, which is going to be a much more, a larger street, a busier street, but right now it does appear relatively empty in this area as he crosses Century Boulevard.
Yeah, I always find it interesting, Chris, you touched on it a moment ago, what tipped these police officers to try to start this pursuit. But sometimes the most routine traffic stop violation leads to something far more serious. And so that might have been the situation where they thought, this person's driving like they don't know where they're going, if they are in fact from Boston. And then they see that he has, wanted from other jurisdictions. So it is obviously concerning because police never know who they're going to encounter when the person actually does pull over. But right now they are stopped. And it's very interesting to see what is going to, this is that cat and mouse game that these pursuit suspects have with law enforcement.
That's exactly right. And to your point, Colleen, we now have word that they are operating under the suspicion that that suspect is possibly armed inside of the vehicle. And that obviously does change the calculus quite a bit going forward in this pursuit here. So information starting to trickle in here, possibly armed suspect behind the wheel of this vehicle, a sexual assault suspect. We believe that they are behind here on La Cienega Boulevard at 104th Street in Westchester, getting closer to LAX as he continues down La Cienega. Unfortunately, we on the for the time being are stuck on the north side of LAX as we try and navigate airspace here. We're talking to air traffic control, trying to see if we can get across the runway to meet up with the suspect on the other side. If he continues southbound on La Cienega Boulevard, paralleling the 405 freeway there you see on the right side of your screen, we'll look for any signs of him maybe attempting to re-enter the freeway. He just passed a freeway entrance, but it's certainly not the last opportunity he'll have. He's going to continue southbound on La Cienega. You can see him underneath the air traffic here coming into the airport, and he is continuing southbound. We'll see if he stays on La Cienega.
Yeah, that LAX airspace always poses a problem. We've been seeing so many pursuits lately that have been erratic and crazy and nerve-wracking to watch. And this is a relatively boring one, and we're grateful for it, because it puts less people at risk and less pedestrians at risk. And you just wonder, what is he thinking? Like, what is he going to do? And just continue this cat-mouse game, like you said, Colleen.
Yeah, on one hand, it seems like a controlled situation, but on the other hand, the unpredictability is through the roof, especially as we start to learn more about the suspect. So, we know all too often here in LA, these pursuits can go from 0 to 60 real quick, and then they can, go sideways in a heartbeat. So, anybody's guess as to how this is going to end? LAPD operating with extreme caution here, especially with the knowledge that he may have a weapon inside that vehicle, and who knows what else or who else inside the vehicle. We don't know, except for the fact that that passenger seat in the front appears to be empty. He's continuing, though, at a pretty reasonable clip here, only about 20 to 25 miles per hour down La Cienega Boulevard, now getting in the turn lanes. And we'll see here if this gives him the opportunity to get on the freeway. His next freeway entrance is going to be about a half mile off the nose. So he appears to be indicating that he's going to make a left turn here. We'll see if he intends to, if he does follow through with that left turn. That'll put him, I believe, onto Imperial Highway.
Okay.
Yeah. And it is interesting because as law enforcement try to establish this pattern and see if they can pull him over, we Ellen and Chris, we've seen it before where we see law enforcement either try a spike strip or they try to do a pit maneuver, and then it really ups the level of a chase. It becomes much more dangerous and the driver becomes much more erratic. So there's clearly a huge law enforcement presence behind the suspect. That suspect knows that they are wanted. They should be pulling over. They do not want to give up just yet. But again, it makes you think, they are driving really cautiously, but clearly they're not intimidated by all of these law enforcement vehicles behind them.
And
Colleen,
even using turn signals.
Yeah. It's such a great point. It's such a great point because if he's not posing an immediate danger to the public, why antagonize him? Why up the ante anymore if they have the luxury of following him at a safe speed, at a safe distance, and he's not really, doing anything too extreme yet? You reserve those other tactics for if things get a little more crazy. Right now, he certainly appears to be, showing some signs of composure behind the wheel here as he possibly is getting back onto the 405 once again. This is the 105-405 interchange. He's underneath the spaghetti loop there, and I think this may put him on the northbound side. Yep, northbound side of the 405
Okay.
freeway, and that will require us to now
Go
navigate LAX airspace in the opposite
Hmm.
direction. Yeah, we're going to have to head back north as they continue this cat and mouse game with this suspect who is now starting to show signs of indecision, if you will. You know, where do I go? Which direction do I want to go? How far do I want to take this? Kind
Yeah,
of thing.
you don't usually see a pursuit suspect using turn signals. Like, let me tell you where I'm going next. You know, you want to elude the authorities, and you're going to do your turn signals to let them know where you're going.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. And you know, there's always the possibility, as my photographer Rob Gluckman reminds me, you know, if he's more experienced than we're giving him credit for, a great way to lose law enforcement would be to zigzag up and down LAX airspace, where it's much more difficult for the helicopters to follow, and there's a lot more opportunity to sneak away here. But at these speeds, he seems to be, you know, not really spooked by law enforcement, and he is once again getting off of the freeway here in the heart of LAX's Bravo airspace here. So we're in Inglewood at 101st Street, getting off the 405 freeway, coming up to a red light here, and you're going to see us shooting this from a distance once again until we get a better idea of where he's taking us. But right now, LAPD not having any problems keeping up with them. In fact, they've even added an additional black and white to the pursuit package here. So if I'm not mistaken, there's 6 here, and I think there is a 7th a few vehicles back.
Okay. Well, they certainly are taking this suspect very seriously. And, you know, the LAPD, the CHP, they're so well versed in pursuits. They do it, you know, it seems like we're on a pursuit almost every day. How they handle each one, we know that it's different. And then they debrief how they handled it, what went wrong, what went right, how to do the next one, because they know they're going to have to rely on their skills of these police pursuits. But again, how they're going to pull this person over, even adding additional units, it seems that this person is going to run out of gas before they give up.
Well, now he's traveling westbound on Century. And as you guys know, I believe that's Century. Yeah, it is Century Boulevard. That will eventually, if he doesn't make a turn here, he's going to end up at the airport in LAX. So unless he's catching a flight to Boston, which is highly unlikely, you know, he may take this onto LAX property here in short order. Again, he's only got a couple of more intersections to turn off of. This is kind of Hotel Row right by the airport here as he cruises at a slow speed along Century Boulevard. We'll see if he comes out the other side of this high rise here.
Obviously is not from LA, because everyone avoids that horseshoe LAX if you possibly can. It's crazy and congested in that area.
And it looks like he's pulled into a parking lot. LAPD following him through the parking lot, and he is now coming back onto Century Boulevard. So he is starting to, it really makes you wonder here just how much more patience he's got left until he just decides to give this up. You don't get the impression he's trying to get away. If he was trying to get away, he could easily, you know, speed away and try and lose the cops. We haven't seen anything like that. He just seems to be going on a joyride here until he comes to a final stop, and they're basically giving him some something of a wide berth to do that. Plenty of opportunity to just give up and surrender peacefully without, you know, amping this up any more than it already is. It's already a very serious situation with the knowledge that there's possibly a weapon inside that vehicle. Again, they are going to treat this with kid glove care. He has indeed turned off of Century. He's now northbound on 94th. Northbound 94th. Actually, that might be Isis Avenue there. But no, it's 94th Street. Northbound 94th Street, coming up on Hillcrest Boulevard, as you can see on Sky Map there. So northbound, okay. There may be an attempt to spin him out here. We'll see what he does, but there may be a pit maneuver coming in the near future. At these speeds, on an empty road like this, it's a possibility, but they're going to have to act fast before he ends up on another major avenue, right? He's got Hillcrest right there. There's lots of cross traffic. They're going to have to wait till they get through this intersection if they decide to
Look at that.
move ahead with
That
that.
guy's like, I'm out of
Yeah,
here.
it's at least under consideration at this point.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. But again, you know, the LAPD, they have learned in the past, because they're trying not to put any other innocent lives in danger, because so many times these suspects really do put other lives in danger. You could see the fog kind of
Yeah, you
rolling
really see
in
the marine layer.
coast. Yeah, the marine layer from the beach right there. But again, we'll see what happens right here, because this, I'm not a law enforcement, but I was thinking that maybe that little intersection might have been a decent one for them to nudge them into a pit maneuver, one of those really soft, graceful, slow ones. But I guess it wasn't going to happen.
No, I mean, it was. They really like to have, you know, nobody in the way, and I think this is just a little bit too busy of an area to follow through with that. But at least they've given the units on the ground the ability and the permission to go ahead with a pit maneuver if they see an opportunity. So as we get further north here, coming up on Aviation Boulevard, or he's on Aviation. I'm sorry, he's on Aviation Boulevard. As he goes further up Aviation, if they see an opportunity where he's traveling slow enough, which he certainly is, and there's no other innocent motorist in the way, maybe they will go ahead and do it. Or, as we mentioned before, they may just decide to say, you know what, let's just keep this at a slow, peaceful pace and let him make the decision on his own. Again, at these speeds, especially in a commercial area like this, they have the luxury of letting him exhaust more fuel, kind of run down his patience and his adrenaline, and maybe he'll think better of this.
Yeah, and at least he's not putting pedestrians and other vehicles in peril, because we've seen that before, where they just blow through stop signs or red lights, and they scrape cars. So this is at least mild that way, not putting other people in danger so far.
Yeah, for all of the inherent dangers that come along with every police pursuit, we haven't seen any real major situation yet that's really put the public in a dire situation. And that, again, that gives the law enforcement officers a lot more time and a lot more space to make calculated decisions and just kind of work at his pace, almost like a standoff. Like it's like a moving standoff, right?
Yeah.
Where they want to wait for his next move before they attempt their next tactic to bring this to an end. Again, it could change really quickly if he decides to speed up or start running red lights. But until that time, you know, it's going to be more of the same here. And we have seen situations in the past where a slow speed pursuit like this could literally go on for hours. I think that SUV has at least a 20-liter tank. And, you know, if he had a full tank, it could certainly go on for hours at this pace if they allowed it.
Yeah, it's just so interesting to see the person driving so respectfully, slowly, cautiously in this area, when you know that they are wanted for something that is quite the opposite. To know that this person may be armed, may be a suspect. You can see it right there that this did start before 4 o'clock. We do know that the LAPD is treating this person as a wanted sexual assault suspect, and that this person might be armed. But again, the way that this driver is navigating this pursuit, you can see being very cautious through intersections. We've seen so many pursuits where they are not cautious at all, and it's just, you know, nail biting to watch. But this one, you can see that, and law enforcement are giving them a wide area for them to try to stay calm and try to keep the public at least safe. Because when they do these, you know, these surface streets, we know that there are more people, there are more pedestrians, there's families, kids walking around. So again, this doesn't seem very residential area-esque, but it still has enough foot traffic.
Yeah, well, now he's back on Manchester Boulevard, which is going to be more of a commercial street here. There are already, you can see, more pedestrians. And the problem with the pursuit that extends and just kind of meanders like this, you know, the more opportunity you have for people to catch wind of it and try and catch a glimpse of it. So now everybody in the neighborhood is going to get the notification on their phone and decide to, you know, try and catch a glimpse or even get video of the pursuit as it comes through their neighborhood here or through their business district. But he's now made another turn onto La Cienega. We've been here before, so he is revisiting some of the same area, and he had the opportunity to make a left onto the freeway there. Interestingly, he could have gone left. He could have gone left and got onto the southbound 405. He turned the other way and is now going the opposite direction, away from the freeway, westbound, away from La Cienega, now just kind of making random turns in the Westchester area. Again, we're just to the north of LAX, and if he continues south on Glasgow here, that will take him right back to Century Boulevard, where he was just a few minutes ago. So he is starting to retrace some of his steps, and if that continues, then of course you do have the possibility of setting up for a spike strip if they can get somebody to the right place and the right time. Now he's pulling in to a CarMax dealership, a private property here with a big parking lot. He's moving through the area, just cutting through, it looks like, behind a Home Depot, coming onto a transition road that will give him, I think, again, it'll give him access to the freeway if he makes a right turn. If he makes a left turn, he may also be able to get on the freeway, but I'm not sure about that. We'll see what he does. He's making a right turn.
Okay.
Right turn onto La Cienega. There's an exit to the, or an entrance to the north and an entrance to his south. They're all making that right northbound turn on La Cienega with him. And you notice that undercover vehicle that has joined the pursuit as well in the last several minutes. That I noticed that black SUV has stuck with this pursuit. He's kind of tailing the rest of this pursuit, interestingly enough. So just kind of pointing that out as they continue with a large pursuit package. This is all LAPD units that are continuing at a safe distance here, safe speeds. Again, right at the corner of La Cienega and Hillcrest Boulevard in front of the Home Depot next to the 405 freeway.
Looks like he's stopping, Chris, or is he just minding the red light?
He's at a red light. He's at a red light.
I forgot he's the polite
He's letting
suspect.
it breathe. Yeah, he's obeying the traffic signal, and you see them in position. If he decides to surrender here, he's come to a complete stop, and they're ready to execute the felony arrest if he does open the door, show signs of surrendering. But again, so far, no signs of that, despite the fact that he's stopping for red lights and stop signs. He's not pulling over. He's not opening the door. He's not even showing signs of communicating with these officers yet. Sometimes we look for that, and we see that change over the course of the pursuit. You know, maybe a hand gesture out the window, or maybe even stopping to talk to other pedestrians or other motorists, especially if he starts to run low on fuel. Again, right now, this has been, not the most dynamic pursuit. He has been slow and steady this entire time, and I don't know, by my estimation, it's been at least a half hour that we've been over it. So this pursuit going on for probably close to 45 minutes. That's a round number on my part. You guys might have a better estimation, but I think it's been about 45 minutes since we first caught wind of this pursuit. Again, northbound La Cienega Boulevard. If you're just joining us on ABC7, you're taking a live look at an LAPD pursuit in progress. They are in hot pursuit of that SUV. They are stopped at the intersection of La Cienega and Arbor Vitae Street. You can see LAPD units stopping with him at each and every stop sign. It's a slow speed pursuit. The driver behind the wheel wanted for sexual assault on an out-of-state warrant, possibly Boston. And you can see the driving, as far as we could tell from the entire time that we have had eyes on this pursuit, has been relatively composed. Not exceptionally high speeds by any means. Even on the freeway, guys, he was only doing at a peak of 60 miles per hour at the fastest they've clocked him. And on these surface streets, he's actually going, I think, below the speed limit.
Yeah, I don't think he's gone past the speed limit once. Oh,
Spike strip ready. Spike strip ready. He went around the spike strip and ventured into oncoming lanes of traffic to get around that spike.
And then it looks
So
like
I'm told that there was a spike strip there. They were anticipating it. There's another unit who's waiting for him. Now they have some opportunity here to set up for these spike attempts ahead of the suspect. They're going to try again here. We'll see what happens, but it looks like the road is opened up here for him. It's an empty Isis Avenue as he continues westbound through Inglewood.
And we'll see if this escalates his driving. Going into the
Yeah, that's
parking
the
lot.
problem. Like we talked about, once you start to, once law enforcement shows signs, now he's pulling into a gas station. Look at this. Pulling into a gas station, doing the loop-de-loop. Obviously, was never going to have a chance to get gas, but is he using this to make the U-turn, or is he starting to run low on gas? What is the mental situation behind the wheel here? That's what you're wondering now, because with that spike attempt, you could already see things are getting a little bit more aggressive, a little hairier for law enforcement here. You see them kind of just kind of all making that U-turn with him and then continuing in the original direction he was going in. So it's really a game of cat and mouse. You get the impression he's not really familiar with the area, and he's making a lot of random moves here. We'll see how this plays out, guys.
It'll be nice if he actually is low on gas, and that's the reason he was going in there, but we can only hope.
No. Also, Chris, moments ago, just a few moments ago, you zoomed in on the inside the.
Here comes the pit.
Oh.
Here comes the pit behind that building, and he's speeding up.
Okay.
Look at that.
Wow.
He's speeding up. He saw him race up right behind his right fender, and sure enough, he sped up to evade the pit maneuver. I'm sorry to step on you, Ellen.
No,
Things
okay.
sped up really quickly there, and you saw that primary unit got the go-ahead to do the pit maneuver. They had a perfect opportunity there, and sure enough, just like he went into oncoming lanes of traffic to get around the spike strip, he sped up to evade that pit maneuver. And now, this is the problem. This is exactly what we've been discussing over the last several minutes. If you start to get aggressive with him, he now is showing willingness to drive more aggressively to evade those officers. And now things are inherently amped up to a slightly more dangerous level, you'd say.
They certainly
certainly
are.
have.
But I'm curious though. You know, moments ago we were talking about it. If that suspect, you know, we talked about the suspect possibly being armed, and when you zoomed in, boy, it looks like this police officer is going to try the pit maneuver again. Ooh, it gets right up behind them. If that person did have a weapon inside their hand, that was what I was trying to figure out.
Right. So now that they have that knowledge, they have the suspicion that there may be a weapon in the vehicle there. They're going to treat it very carefully, but you know, they feel comfortable in the situation that they have enough units in place where they can, you know, spin the vehicle out and, you know, make the felony arrest. They have units ready. Again, each of these cruisers have 2 officers in them. They will immediately point their guns to that driver if he pulls anything scary or threatens those officers in any way. But the hope is that once the vehicle is immobilized, he will hopefully surrender. And they're giving him the benefit of the doubt. They don't want this to continue too long, because the longer it goes, the higher the risk. Because eventually the the behavior behind the wheel here, we've already seen it changing slightly. And of course, if you agitate the driver too much, you start to increase the risk for all of these innocent motorists who are just trying to get home on a Thursday afternoon.
Right.
So he's continuing now on Westchester Parkway, approaching Sepulveda. And again, we're just a couple of blocks from LAX Airport.
Did that driver ever end up hitting either one of those spike strips? I know we were looking at it closely, but I just keep looking at that front passenger side wheel, and it looks slightly lower, but maybe just the rims are really big.
Yeah, I don't think so, but it was behind that building, so that's just my guess is that he was able to skirt around it. But once we get a little bit of a better look, a closer look, we might see if that tire is behaving any differently. Right now, he seems to be driving, you know, again, relatively normal as he, you know, continues now northbound on Sepulveda Boulevard. So now northbound Sepulveda, away from LAX. That's a good thing. He's coming towards us. We're going to get a better look as he gets closer to us, and you can see it looks like the vehicle is driving nominally here. So here comes another pit attempt up the right side, and
wow,
a little bit of a
I don't
know, almost a weak attempt there. He didn't really speed up there. He just kind of
slight miss.
It's almost like he's got this car in cruise control. But I don't know if that officer had second thoughts. He got really close to him.
He did,
May have even kissed the back bumper. I'm not sure. It's difficult to tell from this angle, but he certainly slowed down at the last second there. And it looks like the driver is drinking a bottle of water as he continues this joyride. So northbound Sepulveda, continuing the chase, and he's certainly obviously well aware of those officers in the rear view as he's able to, you know, evade these pit maneuvers and drive around these spike
Mhm.
strips, something tells me he's just going to take this to the very end as long as he's got gas in the tank.
Wow.
Yeah, it's very interesting. I feel like we're all a little more anxious than the driver with driving with all
Here
these
comes
law
another
enforcement
attempt,
behind you. Come on, let's
perhaps.
see if I tell you every time the police officer gets very close, he does speed up.
Yeah, well, it's you have to feel for these officers because in a situation like this, he could have a wide open berth on Sepulveda Boulevard 1 second, and then, on a dime, things could change. There could be cross traffic. There could be other traffic in the opposite direction. Here you see there's just not enough space for a pit maneuver. Way too many drivers on Sepulveda Boulevard. The opportune time would have been a little bit early on some of those surface streets where there was virtually no traffic. Now it's a little bit more of a precarious situation. I was a little surprised actually to see that attempt on Sepulveda, to be quite honest with you, but that may be why the officer slowed down at the last second there. He might have seen something that posed a danger there. So they don't want to spin him out unless they have, almost a full 4 lanes to play with. You don't want him crashing into parked cars and private property. You don't want to see him get into, a more dangerous situation with oncoming traffic. So it's got to be an area, a stretch of roadway where there's really nobody at risk. And that's what they're looking for. The speeds are not a problem. At these speeds, he is traveling at perfect pit maneuver threshold, but it's the congestion in the area that's preventing the next pit maneuver. But once they see that especially now that you've seen those first 2 attempts, we've now seen 2 attempts that we could say for sure to pit this guy, and if they see another opportunity, I think that 3rd pit is almost inevitable.
Yeah, absolutely. And you can see it's amazing to see how light the traffic is right now as we approach the 5 o'clock hour. But again, this driver is definitely just going to kind of stay the course, keep going in directions that it seems like they actually do not know where they're going. And maybe they'll get back on that 405 and get stuck.
Yes.
But again, we're watching, you could see the marine layer kind of obstructing a little bit of the clarity that as we see this suspect just stopped at the red light.
And has he been in this intersection before? It seems like he's still circling in that same general vicinity.
We're in the vicinity. In fact, he's at an intersection that gives him access to the 405 freeway. And I've got to tell you, the marine layer is moving in quick.
Wow.
So we've got an LAPD airship right overhead, and he may have only one more pass as the marine layer obscures this pursuit completely unless he makes an eastbound turn. He doesn't realize it. He doesn't realize. So he's traveling north. He's continuing north here. And if he made an eastbound turn, that would have been great. But as the marine layer moves in here, all of these helicopters are going to have to, he will be out of visibility pretty soon here if he continues northbound. That's what I'm trying to say. He doesn't realize it, but he's actually doing the right thing. If he's trying to lose the helicopters, it'll be up to those ground units to finish this pursuit if the marine layer does indeed move in here, which it certainly is. You can see it in the picture here. If we widen out just a second, you'll be able to see a thick layer of clouds that are about to completely cover this part of West LA. So continuing up through Fox Hills, we're at the Fox Hills Mall, up Sepulveda at the Fox Hills Mall, continuing at a slow speed, relatively slow speed, I would say maybe 35, 40 miles per hour, a relatively empty stretch of road here. We may see another pit attempt, or they may just continue northbound here. Looks like they're continuing northbound. Again, he's doing a perfect speed here, right around 30 to 35 miles per hour. If they see the opportunity, I have to believe they're going to go ahead with it. He's going underneath the 90 freeway now. He's had several attempts in the last few minutes to get onto a freeway, and that might be the first red light he's run. I'm not sure. I think he had a red light there. Don't quote me, but I think that was a red light. This is definitely a red light. He's stopping with traffic here, and he's patiently waiting behind.
And look at these drivers,
talking
Ellen.
to him, like,
I think they're videotaping them.
He's getting away from him.
They hear the sirens, right? All of the drivers at this intersection hear the lights and sirens. They could see the commotion. They can see the commotion. They see the helicopter flying overhead. Something is up here, and now you take a very hands-off approach if you're that primary unit. You got to let them get through this intersection, get away from all of these innocent people before you do anything else. You don't want to agitate him at a stopped red light here. And he is stopped. He is waiting patiently behind this traffic. And they will continue the joyride with him here, northbound Sepulveda Boulevard. But you could just tell in the last 10 to 15 minutes, there's just a different energy down there. If he continues, they're going to have to employ more tactics, especially after giving those initial go-aheads for the pit maneuver and the spike strip. Now they're really committed. Now they've got to follow this all the way through until this comes to an end.
Chris, we're showing on the right side of your screen the failed pit maneuver attempts that happened just a few minutes ago. You can see, they got pretty close, but then it sort of backed away, and perhaps other factors came into play, other cars there. But there you see the attempt, and it was so close.
I don't think that he touched.
It might have clipped him. Yeah,
maybe just like you said, Chris, like a little kiss. But we are seeing that, and you are absolutely right that the energy of this pursuit has definitely been ratcheted up because of those pit maneuver attempts. And it looks like they're trying to do it again on the left-hand side.
Yeah, it looks like they want to give it another go here. He's speeding up. The minute he sees that primary unit come up behind him, he speeds up. He's once again stopped at a red light. What I was going to note there, I think at least 3 or 4 times in the last few minutes, he's had a perfect opportunity to get on the freeway, and he's bypassed all of those opportunities. Again, just trying to get into his head here, trying to figure out where he wants to take this. It certainly doesn't appear like he wants to get on the freeway. And again, every attempt at a pit maneuver, he just steps on the gas, floors it, and slows down again. So it's a game of cat and mouse. We use that phrase all the time, but this is a quintessential scenario where it's really, it's a tough game. It's a game of whack-a-mole, because the minute you try and, speed up behind him, he speeds up, and here he comes.
Oh, here he comes.
Here he comes, speeding up right behind him, and the pursuit vehicle speeds up again.
Oh.
Yep.
So curious, because if he really wanted to get away, you'd think he'd start speeding like we've seen in other pursuits. Yet he only speeds up when they attempt that pit maneuver.
Yeah, when they try to apprehend him, that's when he ups, gets that foot on the gas pedal and just floors it. But then eases up and goes back to a very calm pursuit, except for I don't know, Chris, if we could see how quickly. I know we're pretty far away, but this driver is definitely driving at a much faster rate and being a little bit more aggressive as they approach these intersections.
Well, it's interesting, right? Because he speeds up once he sees that primary unit come up right behind him. He's basically going at their pace until they try to pit him, and then he speeds up. But then the minute he gets a little bit of distance, he slows down pretty much with speed limit, with traffic. And now once again, he stopped at Sepulveda and Washington Boulevard. Now we are getting more information trickling in here. He is apparently also wanted for robbery. So you could tell, as the information comes in here, you could tell this is not the best guy behind the wheel here, despite the tame nature of the driving.
Yeah.
We now have sexual assault, robbery, possibly armed, obviously unwilling to give up here. He's wanted out of another jurisdiction. They are probably communicating with that jurisdiction, wherever it is, perhaps Boston PD, and trying to get as much intel as they can. The only benefit there, well, there's a lot of benefits. One of the benefits is maybe they can get a relative on the line or somehow communicate with the suspect. Now, there's also a possibility, and we're hearing that this may be a likely possibility, something that we've been seeing more of in recent years. He may be listening to this pursuit on an app, or possibly live streaming the pursuit. So they do have information that he is on the phone or has access to this stream somehow, and is following along on either on his phone or perhaps on the radio. You just never know.
Right. And listening, you really should just give yourself up and end this, and stop putting other people in peril, and just go off the road and stop.
Yeah, just give it up.
Yeah,
they
not
do
gonna get anywhere.
I mean, 99.9% of the time, these people are apprehended, but looks like they're on the freeway, but it doesn't show at 405.
405 North.
I thought at a moment it said Venice Boulevard, but yeah, it's so they're on the 405 North. You can see that marine layer moving in. Again, our visibility is becoming reduced. And this, I'm not sure if they ever try pit maneuvers on the freeway. I certainly, unless it's like this kind of, they're not going to try it when there's this many motorists on the road.
Yeah, no, that pit maneuver tactic is now off the table. That's been sidelined. And you mentioned it as we were talking there. He did take the opportunity for the first time in a while. He is now back on the freeway, northbound side of the 405 freeway in the middle of rush hour, coming up on National Boulevard, speeding up a little bit, looking for any gap in traffic to put a little bit of distance between him and that primary unit, but they're following at a safe distance, not having a problem. You can see him slowing down with traffic. Let's see how much weaving we start to see here. That's something we always look for once they find themselves in a little bit of a bind, but he is on the 405, not nearly as empty as it was earlier on in this pursuit when he was on the freeway. And again, that poses, on one hand, it poses more danger, but on the other hand, it is the safest of all other options, as opposed to a surface street where you have pedestrians and, so many other variables. The freeway, for all intents and purposes, is the ideal place. You just wish there was less traffic in case he gives up, in case they have to use force. You don't want any crossfire situations. You don't want him crashing into anybody if he gets spooked, stuff like that. But right now, as we speculate about all of those possibilities, for the most part, he is continuing to drive relatively safely, dare I say. I mean, he's really not posing an immediate risk, which means they have the luxury of following this all the way through. And probably, in all likelihood, if they don't hand this off to California Highway Patrol, they will start to get to the point where they start talking internally about transitioning or transferring this pursuit over to a new group of LAPD officers. As far as we could tell, this is still all LAPD behind this vehicle. We have not seen them swap out any of the units yet, but I would imagine, just judging on the length of this pursuit, it's almost time to hand this off to a new set of eyes and a new set of officers.
All right, Chris Christie, and we are handing it off to a new set of anchors right now. Michelle Fisher alongside me. I'm Giovanna Latta, and we are continuing to follow this breaking news in the Los Angeles area near LAX. This pursuit, LAPD pursuit. The suspect in this vehicle wanted for a sexual assault. And Chris, can you fill us in on what else we know about this?
Yeah, so information's been trickling in, Giovanna, on the details behind this chase. The suspect apparently wanted for an out-of-state warrant. Charges include sexual assault, robbery, and is potentially armed and dangerous. So despite the tame nature of this pursuit, they are working with a very volatile individual behind the wheel who is taking LAPD on an extensive joyride throughout the city. This all started in the Carson area, or in the Wilmington area, eventually made his way through Carson, was on the freeway, on and off surface streets, ended up on the 405 freeway, where he eventually took the 405 up through Inglewood and has now been traversing the streets of basically the Inglewood area around LAX and Westchester for the last almost hour or so, until a short time ago when he finally got back on the freeway, taking Sepulveda Boulevard, and then eventually the 405 freeway into West LA here. And we are now firmly in West LA, in the Culver City, Cheviot Hills area, coming up on the 10 freeway. Actually, did we already pass the 10? I think he just passed the 10 freeway on the northbound side of the 405, Giovanna.
Okay, and as you mentioned, we've been following this now since about 4 o'clock. And what's different about this pursuit is that this driver has been really driving relatively slowly and carefully. We've seen other pursuits where suspects are speeding in and out of lanes and against traffic. He's only done this once or twice when he's trying to avoid those spike strips, right?
Yeah, I mean, for the most part, even when they're right behind him, we haven't seen a lot of lane changing. Now you see him starting to weave a little bit more, and he was hugging the left lane for a short time, but now as he ventures over to the right, all of those motorists hear the lights and sirens behind him, and he is just looking for gaps in traffic to get around. So instead of committing to one lane, everybody's trying to move over to make way for the pursuit coming up behind him. Thankfully, considering the time of day here, thankfully he is driving nice and slowly at a very safe speed. If that was not the case, this could get very, very dangerous. Thankfully, it is not the case, and he is traveling at a safe speed here. We'll see if they try and get another look. Look at that officer coming up behind him here. Still keeping his distance here. They're not going to get too close with all of these innocent motorists in the immediate vicinity, but certainly they have already attempted several pit maneuvers over the course of this pursuit. But now that we're on the freeway, that's pretty much off the table for the time being. But they may pull up next to him to get a better look inside the vehicle or even try and communicate with the suspect. But again, with all of this traffic, it's really just a matter of time, right? You're just kind of waiting for those opportunities and trying to keep your distance, follow at a safe speed until he eventually gives up or this ends some other way. But right now, it is we're in stasis here. I mean, he's really just maintaining control of the vehicle and taking police along for a joyride here without acting very erratically, despite the somewhat violent nature of the charges.
Chris, you mentioned the traffic. When this first started around 4 o'clock, it was kind of an unusual sight because there wasn't much traffic on the freeway, which kind of would have given officers maybe some different options at that point. Now that traffic has picked up as rush hour really gets underway right now at 5 o'clock, what options do these officers have as they're trying to bring this to a close and you've got so many other people on the road trying to make their way home from work?
Yeah, the option, unfortunately, is to keep your distance and wait it out. Let him get through the traffic, maybe get off the freeway. But at these speeds and with this much traffic, you don't want to do anything to agitate him in this situation. There's just too many lives on the stage here, and they're going to try and keep him as calm and relaxed as possible. These are all the same Harbor Division units that initiated this pursuit over an hour ago in South LA, or in the Harbor Division in Wilmington, I should say. And they are the same officers who are continuing this pursuit as we make our way through West LA. Now, we are getting, again, a few more details here. Apparently, this is a serial rapist that has been wanted out of the East Coast that they are following here. So as we learn more about this suspect, it is very obvious now why they are not letting up any pressure on him. They are treating him with kid glove care, especially considering the possibility that he's armed. And now, based on these charges and the warrants that are being revealed here, they are dealing with a wanted man behind the wheel here that they are not going to give up on. This is not a pursuit that they will just give up. But we see that frequently now in recent times, where they just basically decide, you know what, it's not worth it. The resources, for whatever reason, they just decide to let it go. This is not that situation. They are going to continue to apply pressure where it's safe, and where it's not safe, they will keep their distance and just follow slowly behind, hopefully at a nice casual pace here, doing below freeway speeds in the middle of rush hour, northbound side of the 405 freeway approaching Santa Monica.
Yeah, Chris, and just to clarify, these Harbor Division Patrol officers were trying to enforce that out-of-state warrant. Now, as you're saying, there are several warrants, and he was a serial rapist, is what we're being told. And so they were trying to enforce that out-of-state warrant, and that is when the pursuit started. And I was also going to point out what you just said, that this pursuit is different because some of the pursuits we've seen recently, authorities have really backed off. We haven't seen these many patrol vehicles tailing the suspect vehicle. But in this case, we've seen 5 patrol cars. And as you mentioned, they are staying very close to this vehicle.
Yeah, they've got 6 or 7 that have been following him all the way through here. And I think he's coming up on the Century City area here as he makes his way. He looks like he is on the phone. He has his right hand up to his right ear. There's the spike strip attempt. He went right around the spike, and instead of turning onto Santa Monica, he just continued up Cotner Avenue here, now paralleling the 405 freeway. So he's going to have another opportunity to get back on the freeway, but in that they had a great opportunity. They tried to spike him there. It didn't work. And now, unfortunately, he's back on the freeway. If he stayed on that service road, they probably, in all likelihood, it's literally a service road that parallels the 405.
Yes.
Would have been a great opportunity to pit the vehicle, but he took that 405 entrance, and once again, we are back in this heavy 405 rush hour traffic approaching Wilshire Boulevard in Westwood as he makes his way northbound towards the Sepulveda Pass. We may very well find ourselves, who knows, up in the hills here and eventually into the San Fernando Valley if he stays on the 405.
Yeah.
Traffic remains slow all the way through.
Yeah, that's possible. Although it does seem like now he is getting off the freeway. What is
Getting
that?
off at Wilshire.
Getting off at Wilshire. Okay. And what was interesting is he spent so much time around the LAX, Westchester, Inglewood area, about 45 minutes. And now he's venturing north on the 405 and now exiting on Wilshire.
Yeah, the one thing I think we could safely say is he does not know where he wants to end up here. He has been very indecisive. He has shown no clear signs of aiming in any particular direction or any specific destination. He has been making mostly random moves, random turns on surface streets, and even on the freeway, he's gotten off, gotten back on, gone the opposite direction. He just is obviously making it up as he goes along. He is not very animated there. He seems to be on the phone. They think he may be communicating with somebody or perhaps even streaming the pursuit inside the vehicle. We've seen him take a chug of water here and there. There's a water bottle in the center console there. So he is now on Wilshire Boulevard, making his way westbound through the Wilshire corridor, coming up off the nose here. Now there's a little bit less traffic. Not exactly an empty Wilshire Boulevard, but if they see enough of a wide open space, this could be another situation where they attempt a pit maneuver. But Wilshire corridor does slow down a little bit. A lot of traffic lights through here, even in moderate traffic. I don't think they're going to have a real good opportunity on Wilshire Boulevard. But maybe if he gets off, maybe if he pulls off into one of these side streets along Wilshire, then they'll try it again. Coming through the corridor here, also a possibility they could set up on the east side of the corridor with another spike strip. That's always a possibility as well. So they are strategizing. They're trying to think ahead, even though he has not really established a real clear pattern here. He's making it all up as he goes along, but he's traveling slow enough. That slow speed is giving the watch commander, who is also monitoring this pursuit very closely, more options to think about and deliberate on as this pursuit drags on through the afternoon here. We are now in hour number 2 of this pursuit as he continues westbound on Wilshire Boulevard, coming to a stop potentially at one of these red lights. He has stopped for almost every single red light. In this case, he's made a left turn off of Wilshire Boulevard, and he is now on one of those surface streets right behind the condominiums on Wilshire. He's now going, again, the opposite way on a surface street. He's going now westbound. He's going westbound
towards UCLA
on Shelby, approaching Malcolm Avenue here. And if they see an opportunity, I think we might see another pit attempt. We'll see.
Yeah, but yielding to traffic, we saw that white car kind of turn around the corner there, and the driver there was at least cautious enough and considerate enough not to be blowing through stop signs and kind of creating more havoc on the roads this afternoon. Also, we have no way of knowing this, but at this point, driving around for an hour plus, how much gas is left, we certainly don't know. But as it appears, based off what we've seen for the past hour, this person just kind of aimlessly driving around and making turn-by-turn decisions as they try to figure out what's next. Maybe we will see at some point they run out of fuel that is helping to keep them going on this pursuit, but we have no way of knowing that. Also, too, Chris, wanted to ask, we have no way of knowing, right, if possibly they're on the phone with law enforcement?
Another spike attempt here. Here comes an LAPD officer running up to the vehicle, trying to spike the vehicle, and that might have been successful. That might have hit that front left tire, guys. That could very well be the beginning of the end. That looked like a really solid hit here. And as he makes his way through Westwood, you're starting to see a lot more pedestrian traffic here. We're just south of UCLA. They have executed a possible successful spike on the front left tire of that vehicle. He is now speeding up. He is much more agitated, and he is in the worst possible spot to drive any more recklessly. He has been, so composed over the course of this pursuit. I can't think of a worse spot to amp things up here. And unfortunately, we are seeing him start to speed up a little bit here. He's coming to another red light, going through the red, and he's continuing northbound on Westwood Boulevard towards UCLA. And we're going to try and stay on the driver's side here to see if there's any change. It looks like that front left tire is starting to go flat. You guys, believe it or not, might actually have a better glimpse than I do. On my monitor, it does look like a slow bleed off on that front left tire.
Yeah, I would agree with that. It looks flat from my perspective.
Yeah, it does look like maybe it took a hit there. But this is the worst area that things can escalate in because you are near UCLA. There's summer classes underway, lots of traffic in Westwood all the time, lots of pedestrian traffic. There are stores, grocery stores, just a lot of pedestrian activity. And I would hate for this to escalate into a dangerous situation. He is stopped right now. Is this a red light or a stop? But he's very close this is LeConte right in front of UCLA. I would hate to have him, head onto campus.
Well, certainly you've got a lot of people. It's one of the probably one of the most pedestrian-heavy areas in all of LA. Here in the heart of Westwood, where there are students and just everybody walking around. There's restaurants and everything you can imagine in this area near this intersection. Again, he's right by the movie theater and continuing northbound as that tire starts to run low. We can only hope and pray that the vehicle comes to a stop. Now, one flat tire is likely not going to be enough to really stop a vehicle of this size. This is a very capable, almost looks like a brand new Lincoln Aviator that is capable of running on a flat tire here. So
now he's on campus.
He is on campus. He has just made a left turn into campus right by the hospital. He is right near Ronald Reagan.
Yeah. That's actually the Jules Stein Eye Center, I believe. Ronald Reagan is on the other side.
Oh, you're right.
Yeah.
You're right.
Also, the scary part here, too, we've mentioned that this individual may be armed. So when you're considering that they're on campus now and that there's students there, pedestrians, people walking around, after the car comes to a stop, then you don't know what happens next. So that's kind of the extended fear, that could be at play here.
Right. But what is happening if you can... Is that the vehicle there? Is it still?
Yeah, the vehicle is over here.
Right here. Okay.
You saw an officer at the other end of this turnaround. It's a turnabout that's going to put him back onto Westwood Boulevard here. So he's in the middle of the medical plaza. It's basically like a driveway. He's going to come out the other side, and you can see on the left side there's an officer waiting for him. So we will see if they make another attempt at possibly, if they set it up correctly, maybe trying for the right tire. They know that they have one left tire flat. He's running on a flat tire. Maybe they will give another attempt at the right tire. But right now, he's stuck in hospital traffic in the middle of this medical plaza in the heart of UCLA. Here come more officers running towards the exit of that turnaround. And there's the spike strip. There's the spike strip. We'll see. They're going to pull it back. They're going to pull it back. He may or may not already see it, but they're going to try and sneak up on him and try this one more time. This would be, I think, the third spike attempt. We know we've got one successful, and if with any luck, maybe they can aim for that right side.
Right, but such a recipe for danger. I mean, with all of these people in their cars, at any time he can get out. We've heard reports that he might be armed. He is a serial rapist, a suspected serial rapist. This man is obviously trying to avoid and flee from police. We don't know what he's capable of.
Look at him. He's trying to evade it. He's trying to evade it. Maybe an attempt at the rear there. He was able to get around that. So they threw the spike strip down. It fell just short of the vehicle. And now, instead of coming out, I think he's going to end up going around again. We may make our way around this turnabout again. I think we're still on hospital property. He's going to stay on the property he has. He's gone all the way around. And he's circling the driveway here. This is bizarre, guys.
And there's
it's
underground
an unbelievable
parking,
situation.
too.
Yeah, there's underground parking too. You're right.
You just have to wonder at these moments what is going through this individual's head, and we have no way of knowing, obviously. But to go back into that hospital roundabout seems maybe unlikely, like an unlikely plan. And then we have people outside that are obviously watching this pursuit, videotaping.
Yeah, I mean, now you have, again, we're in the heart of Westwood here near UCLA, right at the hospital. There are tons of people who are well aware of this pursuit. The lights and sirens are blaring. They're getting citizen alerts. They're probably streaming it on ABC7 right now, and you can see this has turned into a real game of cat and mouse as they try and figure out how to bring this to a peaceful resolution without exposing anybody to danger. You think of all of the opportunities that we may have seen earlier where there was not as much collateral in the way. Now you see all kinds of risks if they decide to use force for any reason. If they're put in a position where he threatens these officers, they just have so few options at their disposal with so many innocent people walking around, driving around in a hospital setting like this. It is a nightmare scenario. So just when you thought this was a slow speed, boring pursuit, this has turned into a really nerve-wracking situation. And just like that, things have taken on an entirely different turn with now two separate spike attempts. At least one was successful. He's driving on a left flat tire, and now we're going to see another spike attempt as they cover the entire lane. He's almost got nowhere to go. If he's going to get out of this predicament, he's going to end up probably driving over that spike strip.
Yeah. And
that, in that case, if he does, I just want to say here, this time, if he is blocked in, look at him opening the door. Opening the door. Driver's side door has just popped open. And let's see, just widen out just a smidge here. We want to see those officers. They've got their guns out, trained on the suspect. Is he showing hands?
He was
you saw
showing
at least his left hand.
Yeah.
He's showing hands. I think at least his left hand. He is attempting to exit the vehicle with his arms and hands now clearly visible. The suspect deciding time is up after an hour-plus pursuit. He has opened the door and is now exiting the vehicle, albeit very slowly, following the commands of those LAPD officers. Again, probably the best-case scenario here, considering all of the other ways this could have been terminated. We now see him finally giving up peacefully, about to surrender to these LAPD officers. But man, what a dramatic end indeed, as he really has come to a stop in a precarious place with so many pedestrians around here. It does look like he's coming out empty-handed, even though they are operating under the assumption that he is armed and dangerous. Again, he is wanted for robbery. He is a serial rape suspect out of Boston, but we believe, and it does look like they're going to take this suspect into custody any minute here. He looks like he is
it looks like
moving,
he is injured.
Moving a little slow here. He's having a little trouble balancing or walking.
Looks like he can't.
Don't know if he's, don't know if he's
some physical challenges.
injured in any way, or if he's maybe a little, who knows, maybe inebriated in some way. We don't know.
These are all, even though this is kind of the end to the pursuit and we see him out of the vehicle now, when we're watching these things, these seem to always be the most tense moments where anything could kind of happen or go wrong. So it's great that he's finally come to a stop and is out of the vehicle and the officers seem to be in control. But these moments always give me kind of the most anxiety.
Because you're exactly right, Michelle. This is one of the most dangerous, aside from all of the other, inherent dangers of a pursuit. It's the end, the unpredictability of what his next move is going to be. Now, all indications are here he does not appear to pose a threat. but looks could be deceiving, and they can't make any assumptions. And in an area where there is so much other activity here, they have cleared the area, and they now basically, it appears to me they've been able to get other people out of the way. There were a lot of pedestrians on that curb a short time ago, and now everybody has backed away. They're going to clear the vehicle, even though he's having trouble. This is very unusual. Never seen this, where they clear the vehicle and he is still out of the vehicle walking towards those officers, but he is not well, and they are going to approach him nice and gently here and place him under arrest, likely place him in an ambulance in short order. But it does look like he does not have all of his faculties, but thankfully he is now in police custody. Ding dong, this has come to a peaceful end.
Absolutely, Chris. We've been watching this again since 4 o'clock, and it was you can say it was a slow speed pursuit, but it sure did ramp up at the end with these very tense moments. He is a suspected serial rapist. We don't have too much information, but authorities did believe he was armed. It's unclear why he seems to be so physically challenged and unable. He had such a hard time exiting that vehicle. So there's so much more information we just don't have about this. But again, we can all breathe a sigh of relief that no one on the road was hurt. No innocent bystanders were affected or injured.
Yeah, I mean, what we do know is that he's certainly.
Okay, so this next one's from Arkansas. It's 109 mile per hour pit maneuver. So this is the last one of the night. This is the last one. It's like 20 minutes. So this is the last one. Thanks to Mike D. No more after this. So this is going to be hair raising. This is going to be very, very nuts. So strap it in or strap it on, whichever one you prefer. Let's go. Motherfucker, go. Why is the music on? I don't want the music. I just want the thing. Yeah, no, Badaza, this is definitely the last one. Blame Mighty Meat. Here we go. Fucking music. I don't want the music. This is a bedtime story. Here we go.
Enforcement fees and they were. 10-4 ahead. KH 14 KH 1019 Getting up there and try to pick him, even if he tries to brake check, you need to get him stopped.
And I'm doing the best I can, but I try to get up there and he blocks me off.
Should have been getting close. Very 14 is that car tonight.
Coming up on the
airport thing, he's going through the line. There you go. Good. It sounds like Sebastian is backing out and leaving it to her. Yeah, well, we're going to call I'm sorry, Greg. You're calling him. Our accident. Traffic's starting to get a little bit thicker. 200 more coming up on the Zero Street. Yeah, he's gonna let me get over the pit on either side. Yeah, I was trying to get up there to keep him from blocking you for things. That didn't work. Yeah, traffic just too big. Back in the lead, they're going, he's going 0 Street. I'm going to get the leg up. Red line. 94 on 0 Street. Headed toward Barlington. Red line.
Going ahead and start EMS. Okay, he's got these stopped and then going ahead and start EMS. Fortunately, we crashed out here right in front of Ben Gary.
Get up there and get your stop. If you drive on the other side of the road, then you get him stopped. Out there, the back taking you. Just go stop as soon as there's nothing. Okay, we got it. Hold your traffic pursuit and
Okay, we'll leave it there then, if that's it. Fucking almighty. Jeepers. There you go. That was a little bit of extras for people. I had fun tonight. I think this was a fun video today. We've got Bob. What was the name of the lady? What was her name? I forgot. fuck, I forget her name now. The lady, she was a great co-host. So shout out to her first thing, and yeah, then Bob. Like Lady Law, you got to watch Bob. On J Mac, you got to watch Bob as well. You know, because Bob was like, he was horny as fuck. You got to watch it all the way through though. He gets more and more horny as he goes along. Oh, so there we are, everybody. Thank you for that. Thank you for being here. As always, I love you all. Well, not everybody, but you know who you are. I'm joking. I love 95% of you. Yes, it was Bob. Yes, that's the word. He's going out with. That's a shirt. Well, this shirt, Resisted the Silence. I wear it for Tracy, not Dana. You know, I'm joking. To be quite honest with you, Lady Law, like you need to, yeah, fuck Adam, fuck Lee. They caught them. You can watch it all. It was quite. It just gets more entertaining as it goes along. I'm in stitches by the end because Bob is a horny mofo. But you have to see the. He gave up on time. Yeah, I gave up on timestamps. I would say just see Bob, see where the motorcycle is. Go back to where the motorcycle is. I don't know what it is because I can't see on this. Where the motorcycle starts from about there, you see Bob. He's a great co-host. So, happy days. My sunflowers. Happy Day sign is right there, right next to me. But there you go. Happy days. Happy days are here again. Happy days here again. Happy to see you all. My recliner's over there. So yeah. But yeah, I'm gonna go to bed. It is 1:22 in the morning here. So where's the couch? The couch is just there, right next to me. Erin Hack has dreams of me on the couch, I think. So new era, same room, just got different background, that's all. Just a bit more time. So just a bit more space, not time. And I'm going to Lali now. Thank you, everyone. I love you all. As I say, not everybody, but I love most of you. Yeah. Erin Hackler, yeah. Love you too, my darling. My Lady Law. Right. Thank you, everyone. Take care of yourselves. And if you've not watched it, go and watch Bob. It's about an hour long, but Player 1.5 is quite funny. All right. Take care, everyone. Love you all. Ta-ra. See you. Now the awkward bit of